Oh, are we back? We're back. We're so back, folks. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. We got up to like a 60-second delay. I'm so pissed. My internet's been doing this lately where it's been dropping out randomly and I can't explain why. For like intervals at a time. And it's worrying me a little bit. Excuse me. I don't know why it's doing it, and I hope it doesn't keep doing this because, like, I'm gonna be so honest, it fucks with my streaming schedule, and I like to stream, I do, and I don't want it to be like this. In any case, we must truck on, friends. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I hope it doesn't keep doing that. If it keeps doing that, then we're gonna have a problem. And I'm gonna have to probably talk to my dad about that to restart the router or something, because, like, can't do that. Can't have that. Doing that over and over. Anyway, I have a lozenge in my mouth. Don't mind me as I crunch it for a second. There we go. Okay. We're so back. The entirety of the second disc of the White Album to your Beatles playlist. Lord forgive me, no worries. Funny thing about the White Album, whoa! I disappeared! Sorry. Funny thing about the White Album is I've only listened to like 2 songs from it, which are While My Guitar Gently Weeps and Revolution 9. I had to think what that one was called again. I was like, it's that one that way it says number 9 over and over. I love While My Guitar Gently Weeps, by the way. I love any of the George songs that are on there. Oh, he's a genius. I love him very much. Ah! I disappeared again! I'm trying to move windows around and it's being dumb and minimizing everything. God's sake. Ugh, I hate windows. Anyway, I want to go back to keep talking about Two of Us because I'm not done. I was about to talk about the elevator scene and then fucking YouTube and my internet collectively decided to kill my momentum while I was talking. Anyway, let me pop the poster back up because I need it to talk about it. Otherwise, you guys are going to be like, what are you talking about? What's the thing that you're talking about? I need to give you guys a visual because, like, otherwise, what else, what purpose does this serve? Anyway, that elevator scene. I completely and utterly forgot what I was talking about again because I'm stupid. And I blanked. The elevator scene. So it's the 2 of them. They go up in an elevator and they're like dicking around because of course they are. They're like high out of their fucking mind on weed and they're hanging out and having a good time. And then John just kisses Paul. It's great. He just grabs him randomly and kisses him, and I was like, well, hang on a minute. Well, hang on. White Album's just like banger after banger after banger. Like, I need whatever acid they were doing while they were making the album because, like, holy shit. I don't think you need the acid that they were taking. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Please, for the love of God, do not do drugs. Thank you. But, no, it's a good album. I do need to listen to the... Oh, I listened to Helter Skelter, too. I think that one's on the White Album. I'm stupid. I forgot about Helter Skelter. That's a good song. I just hate how controversial it is because fucking Marilyn... the Manson family. Is it Marilyn Manson? I think it's whatever his fucking name was. The fucking notorious killer dude in this stupid fucking cult. It's a shame that happened, but yeah. For legal reasons, I was just kidding. Yes, YouTube, moderator Leah was just kidding. It was a joke. It was a jest. It was a silly joke. Anyway. Yes, the two of us was great. I'm distracted. It was a very good biopic. I liked it a lot. It made me sad at the very end with them on the rooftop, and John was like, I need you. Oh, damn it. Do I dare risk doing my John impression again? John was all just like, Paul, I need you to look at me and tell me what you see. Like, you know, to like tell him whatever, like, what do you see when you look at me? And then he just starts describing, like, every bit of, like, every pivotal moment in their life leading up to that moment, and, like, the phases of John or whatever, and I was just like, man, this is fucking, you want to crush my heart into pieces, huh? Okay, sure. Ow. But, yeah, it was some very good Beatles fan fiction, I will say. I liked it a lot. Highly recommend it. Very good. I liked it. It's just a character study, honestly. It's just a character study. Although I didn't like the portion of it where Paul was very pro-police and John was very much like, I hate the police, and he was right, but John was like, oh, don't think that the police here are anything like the ones up in Liverpool. You know, it's just like, well, whatever. Fuck you, Paul. Oh my god. Yeah, it was a good biopic. I liked it. Highly recommend it. If you're looking for something entertaining. Helter Skelter rips. My parents wouldn't let me listen to it when I was like six, which gave it the allure of the forbidden LMAO. It's not even a bad song particularly in terms of like, you know, subject matter. It's not even that bad in that regard at all. It is very tame, if anything. It's just the fact that it was the inspiration for murders is the reason why it was like that. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Anyway, those two of us. That took way too long for me to talk about. Nowhere Boy was so much faster. This one, either you guys are gonna like agree with me or you guys are gonna disagree with me, and there's might be discourse. I don't know. Will there be discourse? Who knows? I don't care particularly. Anyway, this one, next one I watched was The Hours and Times. See what I mean when I said I should have watched them in sequential order? Because there's like so many different time periods I'm watching these from, and then I just end up with this like timeline that I accidentally created. Anyway, I'm going to leave that, and I'm just gonna like start up a different sketch. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I'm just gonna draw. Excuse me. So The Hours and Times. The Hours and Times is a biopic about John Lennon's time with their manager Brian Epstein in, I believe, it's Barcelona in Spain, whilst the other Beatles are out in fucking somewhere. I can't remember where. It's based on an actual like thing that happened where John split off with Brian and the rest of the Beatles were on holiday somewhere else, and Paul almost got a concussion and almost died. Oh god. The lyrical content isn't anything to write home about. It's just loud and rock and metal, and I got blisters on my fingers. I love Ringo yelling, I got blisters on my fingers. I'm so sorry I'm being loud right now. I have way too much energy. I don't know where it came from. I will never know where it came from. Anyway, The Hours and Times. I'm gonna be so honest. I completely forgot that this was a real thing that happened. Or I really didn't know. I guess I just was assuming this was more Beatles fanfiction. It kind of is, because it is basically making an assumption of what John and Brian got up to in Barcelona. And look, I paid 2 credits on Canopy to watch this fucking thing, and it's only 58 minutes, and it sucks. I hated it. Not as much as I hate Nowhere Boy, but I fucking hated this one too. God, I hated The Hours and Times. It was so... I hate the actor that plays John Lennon in this one. He cannot act to save his life. This guy... Whoo-wee. Oh my god. Okay, so I found out his name is Ian Hart. The actor that plays, John in this one, right? He can't act to save his fucking life. So, okay, the last one was in 2000. This one is in 1991. So, the oldest of the biopics I've watched is 1991. The newest is 2009. But it's kind of Beatles fanfic because we know that John and Brian went on that vacation, but everything that happens in the movie is fictional as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it's basically Beatles fanfiction again. Kind of like Two of Us. But... minus Paul and John kissing on an elevator and more of John and Brian kissing in a bathtub and then fucking off because John just sucks. This one sucks. It sucks. I hate it. There's so much talk of anal sex for no reason. A lot of, just very casual conversation about Brian's sex life for no reason. I felt very like, I was like, am I intruding? I shouldn't be hearing this. It just... Oh, is this the... What? Oh, it is the eraser. I was like, what? Why isn't it doing its job in erasing? But I'm at a loss for words. I don't like the hours and times. I wasted 58 minutes watching the movie and I will never get it back. They've got the fucking flattest charisma. There's supposed to be sexual tension because it's supposed to be implied that John kind of likes Brian, but, like, it didn't feel that way. I felt nothing watching this movie. I was like, this is just a waste of my time. And I like Brian. Brian was a cool dude in terms of, like, actually him. He was a wonderful guy, and he did so much to help the Beatles along in their career, and was, like, a genuine friend to them and shit. But this person that played Brian in this fucking movie just felt so flat. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god. Brian is rolling in his grave. God. Oh my god. Also, the whole time, I didn't even realize that the Beatles were off elsewhere. I thought they got lost at the airport. The whole fucking movie. I was like, where's everybody else? Where is Ringo? Where is Paul? Where's George? Where are they? Where did they go? I didn't realize that there was an actual split, that they actually went different places, that John went one place with Brian and then everybody else went elsewhere. I thought 100% that this movie just let them get lost at the airport and they got stuck at the baggage claim the whole time. I was like, where the fuck are they? Did they get lost at the airport? Are they just chilling at the airport right now? Are they crying because they got lost at the airport? That was the through line for me for this whole movie, was just imagining everybody else stuck at the airport trying to find a way to get a hold of Brian and John as they're like fucking around in Barcelona. They're just like, oh fuck, we're stuck at the airport now. How the fuck are we gonna get out of here? I don't know. Can't get a hold of Brian. I don't know what the airport, like what airport we're at, nor do I know the hotel that they're staying at. Oh fuck, we're stuck at the airport. Oh, it was that entertained me the whole time, because also this movie is so boring. I also just really, the one portion of it where John and Brian had like a makeout session in the bathtub, and then John just randomly got up and was like, actually, I gotta go. I was like, okay, you know what, sure. I guess we're going in that direction, I guess. And getting lost at the airport sounds like it would be a plot point in A Hard Day's Night. It would. It sounds like something out of the fucking Beatles cartoon, because that's just how fucking bizarre the cartoon is. I wouldn't doubt if they actually did have a plot like that. I'm not that far in the cartoon, so I wouldn't doubt that there's like an entire plot point where they just get stuck at the airport. Anyway, there's not much else to talk about this movie because there's nothing to it. It is the most piece of shit, boring, bland thing I have ever watched in my life. It's not as bad as Nowhere Boy. It's not gonna be as bad as Nowhere Boy because Nowhere Boy is the worst fucking movie in my entire life. This one was subpar. I gave it like a 2. Anyway, I gotta get away from that one because I need to talk about this last one because... oh my god. This one's so much different. And I don't know how to feel about it. The only reason I watched it was because I knew about it. I wouldn't have watched it otherwise if I didn't know about it. But I had to complete the quadrilogy. And I watched Backbeat, which also has Ian Hart in it. So you already know how I feel about this depiction of John. So, the thing about Backbeat is, this is when they were in their era in Hamburg, in Germany, when they were at the bar doing their performances every single night to get some sort of attention, right? That's the plot of this one, is them in Hamburg. So at this point, it's Stu, it's Pete, I think his name is, the guy on drums that's not yet Ringo, and then Paul and, John and them and everybody. And this is the one that's mostly supposed to be about Stu, because, I don't know. I don't know why they focused on Stu. First of all, like I said, I already did. Ian Hart, I think this was 1994, so this was like 3 years after the Hours and Times. So he got a little bit better at emoting as John, but he was still so blank-faced the whole time. And still not doing his lines as he should. Because here's the thing, with the Hours and Times in Backbeat, with Ian Hart in them as John, is he doesn't get his mannerisms well enough. I can suss out when someone is not doing a good job as John, and he did not do a good job as John. Then the thing is like, he does this movie acting line thing, where he's like, well, guess what? Well, I'll tell you what. And then he goes on to explain the thing that he's explaining. Well, I'll tell you this thing. You know, like doing that, and it was so. He did that a lot in the Hours and Times, and he did that still in Backbeat, but like a little bit less so. It actually felt like a movie I could watch, but even more so, I just got such secondhand embarrassment watching this one. I felt like I wanted to explode this whole time. I do like how this movie got around to not being, not being able to use Beatles music by having punk musicians do the music and give it a bunch of energy. Part of it I thought was, cool. Yeah, I kind of was like, wait a minute, that's not... I didn't realize it at first that they didn't have the rights to have Beatles music in this one. I legitimately was like, wait, that's not the Beatles. Wait, what? I was so confused, and then I was like, oh, they probably didn't have the rights. The dude who plays John in Backbeat is literally who I was referring to when same people do Daisley voice and nothing else. Yeah, Ian Hart. Same guy that did, like I was saying, the Hours and Times. He's, oh my god, I don't like him playing John. He does such a terrible job. He just thinks he can put on the voice and be fine, and it's like, buddy, no. You gotta be so much more. If you are going to play John Lennon, you have to commit to the fucking bit, buddy. The guy, like, I couldn't even tell the difference between all of the actors in this movie. So I had a hard time differentiating, like, okay, who's playing Paul and who's playing George and who's playing, when they encounter Ringo at one point. I was like, oh, it's who's Ringo, and like, I couldn't figure it out. I only knew who John was, and I knew who Stu was. And of course I knew who Astrid was because it was Cheryl Lee, and I was like, oh my god, Cheryl Lee's in this movie! She was like the first one in the credits at the beginning, and I was like, oh my fucking god, Cheryl Lee? You mean Cheryl Lee of Laura Palmer fame from Twin Peaks? I was like stunned. This fucking fist sucks, hang on. Beatles songs are insanely expensive to use in movies. Can't blame them for that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't blame them for not using Beatles music, obviously, but it's anyway. Cheryl Lee, my beloved. I love Cheryl Lee so bad. She was the only saving grace of this fucking movie. I'm gonna tell you that. She was the only saving grace. I love Cheryl Lee, and she does such a good job. I'm EP, and you can go to bed. You don't have to stay up and watch me be high energy. Obviously. You had an interview the other day. I don't blame you. Go get some eep. Get some eep, silly. Anyway. Cheryl Lee, the beloved. I love her to death, and she was my favorite part of this movie. The rest of it was subpar. Because it was just them in Hamburg. Also, very uncomfortable sex scene randomly in this movie. Actually, uncomfortable sex scenes. There were so many tits in this movie. Oh my god. Like, look, I'm not a prude. I'm absolutely not a prude. I'm just, like, very, what's the word I'm looking? Sex repulsed? So seeing sex in movies and shit, it makes me very uncomfortable. So seeing so many, like, tits and sex and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, please get me out of here. I'm in hell. I'm my moderator wrench. I can hold down the fort. Yeah. Leah can handle the moderation duties. I know you just want to watch me and hang out and stuff, but you get your eep. Right? Anyway, my brain. I'm so distracted. There were so many tits in that fucking movie. I just was, oh my god. I just also was like, look, I've seen like Fire Walk with Me, obviously, because I'm a Twin Peaks nerd. So I've seen Cheryl Lee's tits before. So seeing Cheryl Lee's tits again, I was like, damn, I can't believe, it's like that fucking meme that's like, the 2 quarters meme or whatever, that's like, I can't believe this happened twice. 2 times I've seen Cheryl Lee's tits. I'm so sorry. Oh man. I also love how biopic writers just have no idea what to do with Pete does, similar to how the actual Beatles felt about him. Oh god, poor Pete. Poor guy. She's just there. He was just there. He played the drums. But yeah, this also is so funny because I think I also accidentally watched, with the like exception of Nowhere Boy, like the trilogy of bisexual John Lennon movies. The fucking trilogy, because it's 2 of us. There's like the you know, the interaction between him and Paul, obviously, and of course people have been speculating about John and Paul being involved with each other for years at this point, and that's the rabbit hole that I found myself down. That fucking rabbit hole, because it is weirdly intriguing what people are theorizing about. There's like years worth of shit for that specific thing, and it is interesting to say the least. But in any case, yeah, 2 of us. There's the kiss in the elevator. Backbeat was him being interested in Stu and like kind of admitting he had a crush on him to Astrid when it was the 2 of them alone, and then like after Stu dies or whatever, because she was like, oh, like I loved him, and he's like, that mixes both or whatever. And then in the Hours and Times, of course, there's a very explicit-ish almost relationship with him and Brian. So I don't know why I did that to myself. I just it was on pure accident that happened. But it worked out weirdly that I just accidentally watched the bisexual John trilogy. I feel like I'm going insane. Christ. Anyway, Backbeat was okay. I didn't care for it much. I didn't like Stu, honestly. I understand that he was a very important person for the Beatles and like their development, of course, but I just also did not like him, and especially that scene where he got really jealous of Astrid with her boyfriend that she cheated on him with Stu for, and then beating the shit out of him is Klaus, I think. And Klaus is like an important person too in Beatles lore. But I didn't like Stu otherwise. I just hated him. I'm like, girlfriend, I was like, first of all, you disrespected Cheryl Lee. How fucking dare you? How dare you disrespect Cheryl Lee in her own house? And then I was like, second of all, girlfriend, you don't deserve him. Go find somebody else. And then he died of a brain aneurysm, and I was like, oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't know he died. I thought he was like, I don't know, he was still alive out there. I didn't realize he died. So that was a little bit of a shock to me watching that. I was like, oh, that's terrible. Whoops. Anyway, I give this one a 2. And those are all the biopics that I watched. I watched 4. I watched one every single day because I wanted to do the same thing that I did with my horror movie challenge, where I watched a horror movie every single day for the last little bit of July, excuse me. And so I did that. I needed to fill the void of that little thing that I did, so I just decided to watch 4 Beatles biopics. 4 days in a row. And I think I have psychic damage from doing that, because now all I just think about is like, why did I do that? Because the only good one that I got out of that is 2 of us. Like, the rest of them were just so subpar. Oh my god. And it's also really funny too. I went on to watch those biopics because I could have watched the movies. I could have went out and watched like Hard Day's Night or Help or Magical Mystery Tour. I keep wanting to call Magical Mystery Tour Magical Mystery Bus Tour, and I don't know why. I keep wanting to call it that. But yeah, I didn't. Or Yellow Submarine. I keep forgetting Yellow Submarine exists too. But I didn't. I just decided to make my life even harder and do that instead. I could have actually seen them act, but I didn't because I hate myself. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm losing my marbles a little bit. The Magical Mystery Tour movie is actually insane. It's one of my favorite things ever. You were telling me that in DMs. I remember. No plot, only acid. There's a clip of it I saw. Oh my god, that I thought was so fucking funny. Which is, I can't even remember who was who. I know Paul was in it. I think it was Ringo. And he goes up to Paul and he's just like, and then Paul's like, shh. I don't know the context, but it's so fucking funny. I need to watch it. I'll watch the movies in order though. I should. But I'll do it eventually, just not right now. Everyone forgets Yellow Submarine exists. It's okay. That's so mean, because I think it's pretty cool looking from what I've seen of the animation. And also, I mean, Yellow Submarine, the song, is a banger, as far as I'm aware. I haven't actually listened to it, but I know of it because it's been a meme song forever. But I need to watch the movies. I do, but I don't know why I'm avoiding them. I'm doing everything in my fucking power to not watch the movies for some reason. I'm watching, like, interviews. I already said I'm watching interviews instead, and I'm also watching, the cartoon. Oh my god. I'll talk about the cartoon in a second, but honestly, I need to talk about some insane things that I've seen whilst they're doing interviews, because what is actually wrong with them? So a lot of the interviews that I've watched, of course, are them in, like, in their early 20s, right? But what was wrong with them? Like, one of my favorites, Yellow Submarine, the song is very funny. I can't decide if I actually like it or not, but it's hilarious either way. We all live in a yellow submarine. I don't actually remember how that fucking song goes, but I think that's how it is. In any case, Interviews. There's a particular interview that I think about where I don't know who it was for, but there's an interview where they're like being interviewed by a woman and a man, and John and Paul are sitting in chairs with the woman, and then fucking Ringo and George, the poor guys, are sitting on the floor. They're sitting on the floor with the guy, and the camera has to pan down to them sitting on the floor. I feel so bad. I'm like, why did Paul and John get the courtesy of a chair, but like those two get the floor? That's so sad to me personally, but also really funny, because why are they on the floor? Did they not have enough chairs for like 6 people? It's stupid. It's stupid. It's very stupid, but it's also very funny. Excuse me. The album is alright. Hey Bulldog has no right to slap as much as it does. Sandwich among the most made Beatles songs ever. LOL. I haven't listened to that album yet. I haven't listened to any albums all the way through because I'm weird about that for some reason. I'm just picking the songs up as they come. But I don't know what's up with that fucking interview. It's the weirdest interview too. I don't know. They're just asking them about their creative process, and they're going back and forth between the woman interviewing John and Paul and then the man interviewing George and Ringo on the floor. There's also one of my favorite little stupid bullshit things that they're doing that John and Paul did. I don't know what it was. I think the woman did some like hand gesture or whatever, and like John like mimicked it, and then Paul just went along with it. I have a gif of it saved. Where is it? Did I delete it? No, don't tell me I deleted it. Please don't tell me I deleted it. Oh my god, I'll be so mad at myself if I did. Hold on. No, I deleted it. Either that or Discord sucks in it, or not Discord. I have it, I swear I do. Yeah, I do have it. Why isn't it not letting me open it? Weird. It's a weird little hand gesture thing that they do, and it's very endearing to me personally, and I don't know why. Hang on. I'm trying to see if I can make it work. They're so weird, those two are. They're so weird. There we go, I got it. Okay, I gotta make it bigger so you guys can see it, but okay, here it is. I don't know what they're doing here, but like I don't know what they're doing, but they're just it's endearing. It's very endearing, and it's very funny to me personally. Because what are they doing? They're just being them, I guess, but it's like introducing Paul McCartney, and then he does this weird hand little thing. I don't know why. Anyway. That's that. I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was very endearing and also very funny. I don't know why they're like that. There's so many instances of John and Paul just doing weird shit. Just amongst, like, they're in their own little world, and it's so funny to me personally. They're just doing whatever, and just... Mostly Paul does a lot of weird shit. Excuse me. That's fair, although Sgt. Pepper's in particular is best enjoyed as an album front to back as it was intended. Yeah, I still haven't listened to Sgt. Pepper. I have listened to, like, one song from Sgt. Pepper's, I think, or two. Two? Yeah, two. I've listened to, well, one of them was technically not on the album, but I've listened to Strawberry Fields Forever, and I've listened to A Day in the Life. A Day in the Life is such a jump scare of a song. I don't know how to feel about that one in particular, but anyway. Them two are so weird. Also, my favorite Paul moment ever is just this random clip that I found of him. I don't know where it's from. I must be off of the set of, like, A Hard Day's Night or something, because it looks like they're on the train. And He's just making bird noises into this like little intercom thing, and I don't know why he's doing that, and it makes me laugh so hard because me too, dude, me too. I also make random noises in random situations. He just makes bird noises into this like a little intercom thing. I don't know why he did that. They're just being lol XD random, but like the 60s version of it before, you know, like the early 2000s like was a thing. A Day in the Life is genuinely amazing. I love that song so much. It's a good song. It's just an interesting mashup of like two different songs put together. Excuse me, good gracious. My throat is dying because of how much I'm like laughing and being loud. This is such a sharp contrast from like last week. Probably because I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah. Anyway. There's also... I think about Paul McCartney a little too much, and how people are just not normal about him. You may know this already, but the ending of A Day in the Life is meant to loop indefinitely on vinyl, like the needle will keep skipping back forever until you say, oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, actually. What the hell? Huh. We need to bring back shit like that. Well, you can't really do that in, like, the streaming era, but, like, God, that's so cool. What the fuck? I wish we could do shit like that again. It's just something cool with music. Ugh, I hate living in this fucking nightmare of the modern day era music. I didn't know that. I'm like so all over the place when it comes to my Beatles information. I think I know a little bit too much about, like, not even the music itself. I just know about them in general. Because the people are more, like, interesting to me. I like the music, but, like, the people. Because the thing about my interests in things, right, is, like, I'm very weird in particular about stuff. When it comes to, I'm not too interested in band stuff all that often, but more often than not, when it comes to band related stuff, I'm more interested in the people than I am in the music sometimes. Like, I couldn't get that with Ghost because there's not a lot of information about Tobias, and not that I really care about him. Of course, there's, like, the Papas and stuff, but I just liked the story of the Papas more than I did the music sometimes, and I got so involved in that I got into the fandom for it, and then I found the fandom just sucks ass. So I escaped. I absconded from the Ghost fandom because of that. So with the Beatles, this one's even weirder because there's so much information about them out there that I'm more intrigued to look into the fucking information that's out there about the interviews and stuff than I am in the music sometimes, even though the music is good. Don't get me wrong. I think the music is great. I'm just wondering what the fuck is going on. It's kind of like how I was with Nirvana. Nirvana is one of my favorite bands of all time. Obviously. But, like, I'm more interested in, like, Kurt Cobain and his life than the music, even though I love Nevermind and have listened to Nevermind on repeat like a million fucking times. I didn't even know that was a thing until I actually listened to it on vinyl and looked at, oh, that's fucking cool. Awesome. I love music stuff sometimes. I don't get to talk about music stuff all that often, even though I love music. It's like a very important thing. This fucking sketch has taken so long for me to make, by the way. I love music stuff and I love talking about music stuff, but I just, like, don't get to talk about it too often because, I don't know, I just don't get that opportunity. Oh, Matt! Hello, Maddie! Hello, welcome in! Hello! Oh my god, it's been so long! Good to see you again! Holy shit! Sorry, you caught us in the middle of, well, mostly me talking about the Beatles. I've got a new hyperfixation, in case you haven't noticed, so don't mind me as I'm info dumping about random shit. We're talking about music currently, too. Nirvana is the band that got me to play guitar when I was 14. In Utero is one of my favorite albums ever made. That's totally fair. I haven't actually listened to In Utero. I should, but I haven't. I've listened to Nevermind all the way through, though, and, like, that's the album of all time. For me, anyway. It got me through a lot of fucking, like, uni assignments. I would just put it on loop. It's like, it's, okay, so the albums that got me through uni stuff that I hold very close to my heart are Igor by Tyler, the Creator. I have listened to that album so many fucking times. I love that album to death. Nevermind by Nirvana. Obviously, I love that album too, but yeah. And then Screen Violence by Churches is the other one. So I have a very clear kind of music that I listen to, and it's very apparent what my interests are. I can't blame you. The Beatles are fantastic. God in heaven, let's go. Every single person that has... I don't know why I have this embarrassment about the Beatles. I do not know. Probably because I'm so weird about them. I'm not normal. I'm not normal in how I'm going about looking into information about them. That's why I'm cringing so much when I'm like, oh, the Beatles are my new hyperfixation. So don't mind me. Don't mind me about being weird about them for a bit. I have a problem, and it's called my existence. Anyway. Excuse me. Good gracious. I'm gonna have to keep clearing my throat occasionally because my throat's so fucked up. And I don't have a lozenge nearby to help, so my throat is all fucked up from laughing so much. Whoopsies. Yeah. I love music, I do. I listen to music every single fucking day. I'm so sad that I can't play my music for you guys on stream because, God, what we would do if I could play my music on stream. We would be having a time. Except right now, you guys would probably get a blunt full just of Beatles music and probably be listening to the same tracks over and over. Because I have a problem, and it's called, I like listening to the same song on repeat until it doesn't have any meaning to me anymore. And currently my favorite Beatles song, if you guys are wondering, my current favorite Beatles song is, like, It's Yesterday. It's Yesterday, obviously. That song I had a breakdown to, and it helped me out of the depression, and it also helped me into the depression. But I digress. It is my favorite song at the moment. I don't know what fucking crack Paul McCartney put in that fucking song, but god fucking damn it, it is good! Anyway. In Utero is genuinely an insane album to release, is the biggest band in the world at the time. It's so aggressive and inaccessible at times, but Kurt's writing is stupid fire. I love it so much. Yeah, that's fair. The funniest thing about Yesterday is a respectful choice. It is very, very good. Thank you. Either that or it's, Here Comes the Sun. I can't help it. I love Here Comes the Sun. Or, I just listened to this one today and I'm obsessed with it, which is I'll Follow the Sun from the one album that no one talks about. Like the two albums that no one talks about with the Beatles, which is like Beatles for Sailor Revolver. But, look, I'll Follow the Sun's cute. It's a cute song. Anyway, we're all over the place. I'm all over the place. Good gracious. I can't keep a single thing. My two favorite Beatles songs are In My Life because sad and Lady Madonna because it's actually perfect. That's totally fair. I haven't listened to either of those. I'm the world's worst Beatles fan because I haven't listened to a lot of, like, popular albums that I should be listening to. I've instead allocated myself to specific songs. And that's it. I'm taking it very slowly. I love Revolver. Revolver's underrated as hell. It's a good album. I haven't really listened to it at all, I don't think. Have I listened to a song from Revolver? That's genuinely a tough one, actually. In My Life is also my favorite, Maddie. You have the correct opinion. Great. We're not starting discourse today. Hang on. I have a book, by the way, I checked out. I have like 2-3 books I checked out from the library because I'm insane about the Beatles. I checked out a couple because I was like, ooh, I want to learn more about the Beatles. So I checked out like 2-3 books. about the Beatles. One of them is about their music career, like their albums. That's Sergeant Pepper's. No, I want Revolver. Where the fuck's Revolver in this book? There we go. I'm trying to get the track list off Revolver. Hang on. Oh, I've listened to Here, There, and Everywhere. I've listened to one song at least from there. I know of Eleanor Rigby. I need to listen to it because I've heard it's good. But I've heard Here, There, and Everywhere. That one's my favorite, probably, too. Off of that album. Revolver's talked about so much. What do you mean? Wait, what? Oh, am I stupid? I might be stupid. I may be stupid. Thank God everyone here has good music taste. I have shit music taste. I listen to fucking anything. I don't know. I primarily exist in music circles, so my perspective may be skewed, lol. I don't hear anybody talking about Revolver. Or Beatles for Sale, for that matter. I hear people talking about, like, Rubber Soul, or Hard Day's Night, or Abbey Road, obviously, or... oh, fuck me. Sgt. Pepper's, but I don't hear anybody talking about Revolver. It's like casuals, I guess. Or me as someone who is insane. Had Eleanor Rigby. I use that song to teach certain music theory concepts because it's masterfully composed like holy Jesus Christ. Honestly. I hear so many people being like, oh my god, these songs are so masterfully crafted. And not like a pretentious way, obviously not. But it's interesting to me because I just listen to the music and I'm like, yeah, that's good. I don't have anything to say. I'm just like, oh, I'll listen to fucking anything. Like, I liked, I'll Follow the Sun. It's like a very cute little song. It's not anything special, but it's very cute. I like it. People think I'm basic because I like mainstream music, but I have intricate knowledge of all famous bands. That's totally fair. Like, I like listening to lesser-known artists, but also, honestly, I sometimes listen to popular artists. I mean, God, I'm a Nirvana fan, for fuck's sake. I think I had to be born liking Nirvana. Because, look, okay. Getting off of the Beatles for a bit, just in general when it comes to music, I have a deep admiration and love for Nirvana, obviously, because of, like, where I grew up. In, like, also I just, like, unironically, like, adore Kurt Cobain. Not in a, like, oh, he was such a tortured genius kind of way, but more of a, like, I respect what he was for in his life, and I also am just deeply saddened by the circumstances of what happened to him, obviously, because nobody should have to go through the shit that he went through, obviously, mentally and physically. I didn't know he had a chronic illness. I didn't know that. And you wouldn't know that based on how he was. I don't know if he talked about it. I haven't looked too deeply into it, but, like, I adore him and I respect him, and I'm deeply saddened that he's not here because, like, his music means really, like, a lot to me, and because I listened to Nirvana growing up, and it's the band that my dad and I bonded to, because he loved Nirvana, and he has the live performances album that he would play in his car sometimes. I gifted him a Nirvana best of hits for his birthday one year that I found at a thrift store. I just love Nirvana a whole bunch, and sometimes I cry thinking about Kurt Cobain, which is very parasocial of me, but, like, can you blame me? After They Stopped Touring was the first album. They went full acid, so it's historically significant, yeah. My music taste is often very niche and inaccessible, but if you become cynical about popular music, you will become an unpleasant person to talk to, in my opinion, lol. Yeah. But I have, when it comes to musicians that I care about, I get very personal about their music. Like, it sounds like I'm being parasocial, but it's just because I connect so deeply with their music or the way they present themselves, and I connected deeply with Kurt Cobain and the music from Nirvana, like, deeply so. And when I listened to Yesterday for the first time, it's gonna sound stupid, but when I listened to Yesterday for the first time, obviously I knew it was a very popular song. It's the most covered song in, like, Beatles history or like history, whatever. It's a very well-known and covered song, but when I listened to it for the first time, it just like clicked. I had to take my little thing off to do a better snap, but it just like clicked. It's just so much like quickly for me, and I was just like, oh. Like, it's a heartbreaking song. And obviously it's not that deep, but also I was like, yeah. It's kind of how I felt when I listened to Shadaroba by Roy Orbison for the first time, when I listened to the In Dreams album all the way through for the first time. I clicked instantly with that song by Roy Orbison, Shadaroba. Probably because of the lyrics, because, like, I'm not even looking at chat, I'm so sorry. I'm in my own little head, give me a second. I need to explain the thing or else I'm gonna get distracted. Because when I listened to Shadaroba, hang on. I gotta get the lyrics up real quick. It's a beautiful song. I love this song, by the way, Shadaroba. Listen to Roy Orbison, by the way. He's a very beautiful musician. Rest in peace. He was a very wonderful man. As far as I'm aware, anyway. But his music is incredible. He has an incredible voice. But the lyrics that I connected to the most was, when your dreams die and your heart cries, Shadaroba, fate knows what's best for you. And then the lyrics before that, it's like, so when tears flow and you don't know what on earth to do and your world is blue. And, like, that whole section there, I just, like, it, like, clicked. I was like, yeah. Yeah. It's, like, not even that deep of a song, but I just kind of clicked with it. Also with, like, A House Without Windows. Oh, my God, that one. I'm gonna move into a house without windows. Oh my god. I love that song so much. But yeah. I just click with songs sometimes, and I loop them endlessly because I click with them so much. Whether it be because I click because of, I don't know, OC potential or whatever, or I just click with them because they're personal to me. It just happens sometimes. And that happened with Yesterday, that happened with Shadaroba, it happened with a lot of songs. Anyway, let's see what I missed. I just like music. I'll listen to anything, but I'll never find it on my own. That's totally fair. I actively go out of my way to go listen to music sometimes. I'll just go searching shit out. Mostly by older artists. I don't know. I like newer artists, and I'm actively trying to search for newer artists sometimes to listen to. But sometimes I just like looking at the older artists. Kurt Cobain is cool and awesome, and I will forever love him for being openly leftist and a feminist in a time when rock star type folks were, by and large, incredibly misogynistic and predatory. Yeah, and like advocating for women to have equality in the music space, and talking about them, like the issues of like misogyny and being like getting raped and stuff like that. He was making an active effort to talk about that shit, but like, I feel like he was trying to say, like, I shouldn't be talking about this because it shouldn't be a problem. But he made, like, songs about it. Rape Me was, like, probably the most potent song about that. And I adore him for making that song, because, like, hell fuck yeah. He performed it live, too, I think, which is incredibly bold. I think oftentimes the simplest lyrics will hit significantly harder than large sweeping metaphors, etc. Yeah. I guess it just depends on the person. Sometimes songs don't hit for people in a particular way. Sometimes they do. I mean, geez. Sometimes I just get emotional over the simplest songs. Exhibit A. Hang on, I gotta get some water. My throat. I think I also just like singing certain songs that are simple because it just makes it easier for me to remember the lyrics. Like, I remember the lyrics a little bit easier to Yesterday than I do fucking any of the other songs that I can't think of right now. Although I will get a random song just stuck in my head. Like a Beatle, like recently with the Beatles. I keep getting random Beatles songs stuck in my head. And it's kind of amusing in a way. Like, I woke up today and I had It's Only Love stuck in my head. It's only love and that is all. Why should I feel the way I do? It's only love and that is all. But it's so hard Loving you. I don't know why I got that one stuck in my head. YouTube, please don't copy strike me for singing a Beatles song. I'm begging of you. Please. I am begging of you. Anyway. Man, has it only really been 15 minutes? We had an hour on the other one, but freaking the internet just decided to be a butthole. I don't know why. I don't know why the internet's decided to be a butthole. Am I terrible? I'm losing it as we're going on. Progressively, I'm losing my accent, but like, whatever. Anyway, I love music. Music is very important to me. I need to listen to music like every single day or I will lose my mind. That is not an exaggeration. At all. One musician I think I don't really talk about very often, that is actually my favorite artist of all time, has to be Amy Winehouse. I love her to bits and pieces. I don't talk about it too often, but I adore Amy Winehouse very, very much. God, I haven't even really listened to, like, her albums all the way through. I've just listened to select bits of music, but God, I love her. There's a clip of him that I love, where right before they play Rape Me, he says something like, the song is about big macho men who rape, and he looks so genuinely disgusted when the crowd all cheers. God. That does sound like something he would do. Bless him. Bless him. It also took me so long to realize that the In Bloom music video is like a reference to the Beatles playing Johnny Carson's show. There they are! Nirvana! I love that music video for In Bloom. It's so good. Anyway, Amy Winehouse. I'm so sorry. I'm getting so distracted so easily. There's so much I want to talk about! Oh my god! But I also just wanted to talk about Amy Winehouse because there's, remember Miss Sam Taylor Johnson that I talked about before? The woman who groomed a young boy to be her husband? The same woman who made, Nowhere Boy, my least favorite movie of all time? Yeah, she's making a biopic about Amy Winehouse, and it's fucking pissing me off. Because, like, I think she's made it, and it's coming out in theaters now, and people are seeing it, and I'm seeing some of the reviews of it, and it doesn't look good, which is to be expected, honestly, because, oh my god. The way I think she's going about it is she's not even trying to give Amy a good shot at, like, looking good, or even trying to humanize her in the slightest, I should say. Because the thing is like, Amy Winehouse was ridiculed for, like, fucking years, right? Because of her drug usage and her sense of style, I guess I'll say. Because people just didn't like her, and they made fun of her at every single opportunity, from making fun of her drug usage, to making fun of the way she talks, making fun of... They made fun of her falling asleep on stage, even though that didn't happen. It was, like, just another instance of making fun of her for having a drug abuse problem. It was genuinely disgusting, that shit that people would say about her, and, like, in times since then, the public view of Amy Winehouse has obviously shifted because of her overdose and of her death. And they revere her now, but at the time, she was just such a fucking punching bag for, like, talk show hosts and news media alike. It was genuinely just disgusting. And the way that this woman seems to have handled Amy Winehouse in her biopic is to highlight the worst part of her life. And I hate that. Amy Winehouse is great. You sent me Flying semi-frequently because it's got a lot of big chords in it, and it's a big learning curve on piano if you haven't played like that before, yeah. God, I love her music so much. It's so good. She has such a beautiful voice, and I love her love of jazz music. Like, obviously she wanted to make jazz music. Like, she had such big inspirations in the jazz. She did a collaboration with Tony Bennett, who was a very, very well-known jazz musician from his time period, of course. And she obviously idolized him and made a track with him before she passed, and of course well before he passed. I think he only recently passed away, but he lived a long time. Because you think he was from like the 40s? He was around for a really long time. But anyway, she was such like a beautiful, brilliant soul, and it's just a shame what happened to her, and I hate that they're fucking like desecrating her memory by doing that. Just like, oh, let's highlight all the years of drug abuse that was enabled by her boyfriend, who obviously didn't want to get help when they were forced into rehab together, and purposefully enabled her to not want to get help and check themselves out of there. And oh my god, that fucking boyfriend sucks ass. I think about him sometimes and I just get so fucking mad. I mean, obviously, eventually she, like, it's like her fiance or husband, I think, right? I can't really remember, but, like, the person in her life that she was with, in any case, it was just, fucking Christ, he was such a nightmare of a man. And it pisses me off to think about him and, like, what he did to make her, like, turn out the way that she did. Because of, like, enabling her. And it was just, ooh, sorry. God. I don't want to watch that biopic. One, because it's made by a woman that I'm now, know is the woman that groomed that young boy into being her husband. I didn't know that going in Nowhere Boy, obviously, and now I know better, so obviously I'm not gonna watch it. But it's also just disrespectful to the memory of Amy Winehouse, you know, like, goddamn, dude. I saw the trailer for that biopic, and it seems very much seems to reinforce it seems to reinforce an unfortunate stereotype that has been put on her posthumously. Yeah. I think one of the the thing is about Amy Winehouse is she does not, like, it's focused on the era when she was making Back to Black, the album, but I think one of the things that people continuously forget is that she fucking hated that album. But most specifically, she hated what it stood for, first of all. She also hated the track that eventually got to be the most popular song that she's known for, Rehab. She fucking hates that song. She fucking hated that song, and she refused to perform it live. People forget that. There was an instance where she was at a concert that she was set to do, and she just refused to play, and just sat there with her back face to the audience while they, like, booed her because she didn't want to perform. And I don't blame her. She wasn't doing very hot, and she didn't want to keep doing that. And I don't blame her at all for being shoehorned into doing a genre that she didn't want to participate in the first place. She wanted to make jazz music, and yet she kind of got forced into the pop bubble, even though she really didn't want to. Like, obviously I like specific tracks from Back to Black. I like the title track, Back to Black, and I really like, I Wake Up Alone. That one's a good song, too. I haven't listened to every single song from that album, but the song that I always vehemently avoid is Rehab, because I just do it out of respect for her, that, like, oh, this was the song that brings back a specific memory of, you know, her boyfriend, her partner, what have you, enabling her into not actually wanting to get better, and she didn't like it for that reason, and so I just out of respect don't listen to that song. No matter how good it is, how well produced it is, I just refuse to touch it. Excuse me. I feel very similarly about most every popular biographies about Kurt Cobain. Heavier Than Heaven and Montage of Heck in particular upset me a lot. Oh, You Know I'm No Good is also very good. I like that one too. I like the music video for it as well. It's very well done. I haven't seen any biopics about Kurt Cobain, and I'm gonna keep it that way. The things I know about him are based on his own, like, interviews I've seen from him when he was still alive. Yeah, back to Amy Winehouse, sorry. I'm bouncing all over the place. I love, I'm no good. Yeah, you know that I'm no good. Upstairs in bed with my ex-boy. He's in the place, but I can't get joy. I wrote about Amy Winehouse, actually, for one of my papers, where we had to do, an album sleeve, I think, and I had to write about the specific meanings of songs and include, like, the lyrics to them in it. And I included, what song did I include? I just named it and I already forgot it. Fuck. I forgot it. Hang on, I gotta look it up because I forgot. Oh, Wake Up Alone. There we go. I got it. I got it eventually. Let's go. Yeah, I like Wake Up Alone. And I wake up alone. My voice is obviously not fit to sing right now, but God, I wish I could listen to my music on YouTube streaming, because God, what I want to give to listen to Amy Winehouse right now. I want to listen to her. By the way, if you've never listened to Amy Winehouse, first of all, what are you doing? She's a very significant figure from 2010, like the 2010s, that you should listen to at least once in your life. And I highly recommend you listen to not Back to Black, but Frank. It's a very good album. One of the first that she did. And it's got a lot of actual bangers on it. My personal favorite, even though I haven't listened to the whole album, which is a very significant trend for me, so it seems. My personal favorite is Fuck Me Pumps, because every single time I'm in a specific mood where I just want to dance or just say a specific set of lyrics, I just put on Fuck Me Pumps and I just listen to that. Oh my God. And the music video is also very good for it as well. Even though it's just her walking with like a microphone cord that's trailing and she meets and encounters some interesting figures. When you walk in the bar and you're dressed like a star, rocking your F me pumps, and the man noticed you with a Gucci bag crew. At least it's looking too. I can't remember all the lyrics, but I love Fuck Me Pumps. It's a very good song. Frank is also my favorite. It's very, very good. It is very, very good. I love Amy Winehouse. I've seen the documentary about her, just called Amy, so many times. It makes me cry every single time I watch it because, God, it is devastating. It's a very good documentary. I highly recommend it. There's no talking heads in it at all. There's like a lot of like interview footage from Amy and like just footage from her, like vlogs, I guess I could say. Vlogs from that period of time when she's just starting up becoming famous, and like the process of it and how she got to the point where she was, and then eventually her death. It's a very good documentary. I highly recommend it. I also have like a tabletop, a coffee table-esque ginormous fucking book about Amy Winehouse. If you guys just want to know how fucking devoted I am to her, I love her. I love her so bad. I love her so much. She didn't deserve what she got, bro. She didn't deserve anything bad happening to her, like, ever. She was so good. Her version of Round Midnight's very good. It's great to see her doing straight up jazz standard. Oh, definitely. I would have... Oh, man. I'm so sad she never got to do the jazz album that she wanted to do. God, that's so... Ugh. All the shit that happened to her makes me so fucking sad. Bro, she never got the chance to do the fucking jazz album that she wanted to do. Oh, my God. Anyway, listen to Amy Winehouse. It's worth it. Me with Elliott Smith. I'm a little bit too obsessed. Also, I love Valerie. God, Valerie, Valerie. Oh my god, I think about that song sometimes and I want to cry. Same thing with like Unholy War. Oh my god, Unholy War. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Amy Winehouse songs and I'm getting emotional. Oh, I love her music. God in heaven, I'm struggling to draw these shoes. I love Mary Jane's. I want to own a pair. I've always seen them, and I've always wanted to own a pair of these shoes. I always thought they weren't real. But they are. Anyway. Is that all I had to say about Amy Winehouse? I don't know. There's so much I could talk about when it comes to Amy Winehouse. Like, the drug abuse that she went through, her awful fucking boyfriend, her dad having this weird try to like control her life, kind of almost like Britney Spears, but not in a conservatorship, just trying to literally funnel money from her career into his bank account because he was a snively little piece of shit. Her eating disorder, obviously she had an eating disorder, her love of jazz, her very unique way of dress. I think she said she was inspired by Priscilla Presley to do her outfits and stuff, and like her hair and all that. Very, very inspired by like the 50s. What? Oh, it's like, who dares send me a notification on my phone as I'm streaming? It's just Tumblr. We're fine. My throat is dying. I'm so sorry. I think I laughed a little too hard when Leah said I did a pretty too good impression of John Lennon and I lost my voice. Whoops, my bad. Oh well. I didn't mean to laugh so hard. It just happened. I got caught off guard by that comment and I was like, oh, whoops. My bad. I don't know why I got so good at doing that. Oh. I guess we're back on the Beatles, because now I just remembered a stupid fucking quote from an interview. Also, if you want to listen to more jazz, I continue my favorite stuff, lol. I feel very strongly about a lot of jazz, and I love it. Oh my god, do it. I love jazz. I want to listen to more jazz music. People don't. They have weird opinions about jazz, and they either really hate it or really love it, but I adore jazz. I think it's such a good genre of music, and it's either overhated or underrated. It's like in between. Just send me all your jazz. I would love to listen to more of it, honestly. I love it so bad. Anyway, sorry. I'm suddenly transitioning back to the Beatles because I remembered a stupid fucking quote. And I also still need to tell you guys about the fucking cartoon because I forgot I was gonna tell you guys about it. I'm so everywhere. I'm sorry. This is my stream, though, and I guess I get to control the flow of conversation and how it works. Anyway, the stupid fucking quote that I just randomly got stuck. I love jazz. It's like my favorite kind of music. Well, there you go. Brain, right. Oh, there was this interview. I can't really remember the context of it. But there's this guy, he goes up and asks, this is like early 60s, so this is when John, I think, is still married to Cynthia. So he asks John, he's like, what kind of girls do you like? He's like, oh, my wife. And then he goes up to George. He's like, what kind of girls do you like? And he's like, I like John's wife. And he's like, for God's sake, I told you not to say that. No one likes the fucking asshole. Smart ass or whatever. So stupid. It's so funny. I don't know why I find that amusing. Oh, I like John's wife. Like, I don't blame him. Cynthia was pretty. Ah, my throat. Ow. Really good jazz. Listen to Sam Greenfield. He puts really good electronic modern feel into it. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna forget that, but I'll try to remember and see if I can arrange to listen to Sam Greenfield. Excuse me. People who hate jazz, I probably never listen to any actual jazz. I want to die on this. I will die on this hill, rather. That's totally fair. Yeah, that's probably the case. People think they have an idea of what jazz is, but then they're like way off base. Jazz is very good. You guys are just haters. People who hate jazz. I understand if you genuinely don't, you've given it a try and you don't care for it much. That I can understand. Not every single genre of music is going to be to everybody's tastes, but just like if you've never tried it and you have a certain preconceived notion of what jazz is and it's incorrect, then I'm just gonna say, buddy, you need to listen to jazz. As my good friend Barry B. Benson once said, you like jazz? Anyway, I am everywhere, all over the place. I can't help it. How much? We still have a 20-second delay on this. I'm surprised. I thought we were working at a 30-second delay still. I don't know why. Probably because of just how late these messages are coming in. And I'm just like, well, I don't know how to respond because I said one thing and then I'm suddenly having to talk about another thing. Whoops. Anyway. In my opinion, there are no bad genres, only bad writing, yes. Anyway, I need to talk to you guys about the fucking Beatles cartoon, because this is the most insane fucking piece of media I have ever consumed in my entire life. You can find it for free, by the way, on the Internet Archive. All of the episodes are on there, all like 39 episodes that there were ever produced on there. It is the most insane thing I have ever watched in my entire fucking life. I don't want to recommend watching it, per se, because it's not good. It's very 60s cartoon. Not Scooby-Doo level of intriguing, but there's certainly Scooby-Doo level of reused animation. I don't know, I don't think the company was Hanna-Barbera by any means that made the Beatles cartoon, but it is, oh my god, it is so bad. But I find it weirdly endearing, except there are just so many episodes where there's just random races, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? The Beatles cartoon is magical and so weird. It is weird. What the fuck were the creators and the animators on when they were making it? I'm only on episode like 10. I just finished episode 10. I'm taking it very slowly, but it is, I can't explain it. I get a brain fart every single time I think about it because what the fuck is it? What is that? What did they, why? It's not good, but it certainly will hold your attention, I will say that much. Yeah. The one specific episode that pisses me off, though, that I actually got mad at, was they did an episode around If I Fell, which I really like that song. Not many people care about it, but I like it. I find it endearing. It's a very nice, cute song. And it's centered around John. He got abducted by this Igor-esque figure, and he's brought to this, like, Frankenstein, like, Victor Frankenstein's laboratory, but it's a woman instead, and she wants to put a brain in her animatronic Frankenstein's monster, and he gets kidnapped, obviously, because he's the quote-unquote brains of the Beatles, which is, like, incorrect. Very incorrect. And then, like, he gets his brain transferred into the fucking creature, obviously, and they start playing If I Fell. But the fucking thing about it is, and this is the weirdest conspiracy theory yet, I'm going back into Pepe Sylvia mode. They cut out a line. They cut out a specific line from it for no reason. I don't know why they did that. And it actually made me mad, because I was like, what? Huh? I was baffled. I was like, what? And it's, hold on. If you're familiar with the song, I'm sure you know how it goes. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me understand? 'Cause I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just holding hands. Like, you know, that one? Okay. The specific line that they took out of there in both the sing-along and the episode before, and then the episode after, when they did the specific episode devoted to it, was, if I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very start that you would love me more than her. They took that specific line out of it and started it at, if I trust in you, instead. And I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that. I'm so actually mad because, huh? How did we get, what, huh? Why did they do that? Because they didn't do that with any other Beatles song. They kind of did that with, oh god, what one was I thinking of? There's a specific song they cut, like, a specific portion out of, I can't remember, but then they reinstated it in the sing-along subsequently afterward. So it was all fine and dandy, but specifically with If I Fell, they cut that line out, and I don't know why they did that. Because it's not an issue of timing, right? It's not an issue of the timing of the episode. Because they've let full Beatles songs play all the way through, because that era of the Beatles, they were doing like 1 minute, 2 minute long songs, so it was very easy to get through them as quickly through the actual episode and the sing-alongs. But like, why did they cut that specific line out of that song? That's my Pepe Sylvia moment where it's like, okay, but why did you cut that line out of the fucking song? You want to explain yourselves? Kind of off topic. I don't know if you ever heard of Kurt Cobain's cover of And I Love Her. Oh my god, yes, I did hear that cover. I did, and I think it is the saddest fucking cover in my entire life. Oh my god, I cried listening to it. First of all, And I Love Her is such a beautiful song. Paul McCartney at it again. I don't know what he's putting in those fucking songs, but he is goddamn. But like, Kurt's version of it is so melancholic, but it's so beautiful at the same fucking time. Oh my god, I love that. Anyway, sorry. Also, hi, welcome. I'm officially out of water. But anyway, I'm sorry. I just kind of had a fucking moment. I had to have a moment where I'm just like, conspiracy brain, why did they cut that one line out of If I Fell? Because, bro, there's nothing wrong with If I Fell, the song. It's a cute little, it's the first, I think it's the first anyway, of like songs that John himself wrote, like love ballad wise. I think it's the first love ballad he ever wrote, which the song itself and its meaning has a lot of debate, because he doesn't specifically mention girls in it unless it's like, you'll love me more than her. I'm not gonna go into conspiracy mode about it because, like, I'm just not, but still, I don't know why they cut that part out about it, and I'm gonna be salty about it forever. Anyway, the Beatles cartoon is so fucking weird. I love it, though. I unironically find it so endearing. I can't explain why I find it endearing. It's terrible. The Beatles themselves don't actually like it. They hated it, and that's why they were so apprehensive about Yellow Submarine. Because they were burned by this fucking monstrosity of a cartoon. I don't blame them. It's awful. It's terrible. But, like, I can't look away. Anyway. Kurt's version makes it sound like the person he is singing about in the lyrics is like dead or something. It is awesome. God, I love Kurt. I miss him so bad. I have a poem I actually wrote about Kurt. I might share it with you guys. I think this might be like my little last doodle for the night. I'm accidentally drawing Laura Palmer, by the way. I didn't even realize it. I just subconsciously accidentally started drawing Laura Palmer. Oh well. Stop. I'm drawing Laura... Stop! I'm drawing a minor! I'm drawing Laura. Please. Don't comment on the fact that it took me forever to draw one of her boobs. Please. Let's be civil here, please. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. I've been having such a wild time looking up Beatles lore. I'm all over the place with that fucking band. Because there's like 60 years worth of shit to look through, or like more. Oh my god, I'm just like, it's all, I haven't even touched, like, I haven't even scraped the iceberg, and all I've done so far is just watch biopics, look at some interviews, and look at some memes, and get stuck at the cartoon. I'm thinking about the cartoon. The fucking sing-alongs are so weird. The little images they do for them, too, especially. And also how just sometimes when they do episodes based on certain songs, they just don't match up with what the song is talking about. There's an entire song about an affair. And they did an episode about John and Ringo having a fight. Yes, I'm drawing more Palmers. Let's be civil about this. Excuse me. God, I can't talk. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. I'm so sorry. It's like 9 p.m. I'm losing my mind. Fuck, I can't draw hands. I'm all over the place. God help me. I'm all over the place. I hate when my brain is so scattered and I'm trying to keep track of like 60 conversations at the same time and I want to talk in one way, but I have to answer a specific conversation from before, and I'm just like, ugh. Love the drawing. Thank you. I'm just doing doodles because I kind of want to talk and I don't want to play a game. So I'm just like, fuck it, doodle time, I guess. I saw a bunch of episodes of the cartoon as a very small child, and when I saw one as an adult, I was surprised that it was actually a real cartoon and not some shit that my weird child brain made up. Yeah. This was shown to children. There's so many instances where guns are used. It's incredibly weird and funny and unnerving. Of course, I think this aired in, like, England mostly. I guess it kind of went off into the US at some points, but how on earth did they get away with half of the shit that they did? Because there are guns in so many of the episodes that are used casually to hurt people with. It's like, whoa. Either that or they're just like threatened to be used, and it's so... I just don't know how to describe it, man. I'm not that far. Like I said, I just finished episode 10 because I'm taking it super slow. But like, God. It's just also just the casual racism. Oh man, I mean that's to be expected from cartoons of that time period, sadly. But whew, oh my God, the fucking like the people from when they were in like Africa and the indigenous people, the people in Japan. Oh my God, I want to die. I want to. Not actually, it's not, I'm joking, but like, God. Oh, it's terrible. Also, Ringo being a cowboy was kind of unexpected, but very funny to me, personally. Because they played, like, Honey Don't for that one. And I didn't even realize it was Ringo singing until I looked it up, because I was like, that doesn't sound like a Beatles singing. And then I looked it up, and he was actually him singing. I'm like, oh, no wonder. I didn't know. It's kind of like how I didn't realize when George was singing in certain instances, and I was just like, oh, that's George? Oh. Oops. I'm just terrible. Because, like, I can easily figure out which one is, like, Paul and which one is John, because, like, they're so prevalent on every single fucking track, right? Because they're the main ones. So I'm just like, oh, that's John. Oh, that's Paul. They're like the easiest for me to discern. But when it comes to George, unless I know specifically it's a George song, I'm like, is that him singing? I can't figure it out. I can't wrap my head around it right away. Especially it's impossible with Ringo because I have only ever heard him sing the one time, and I'm like, that's Ringo? Oh, I just didn't put two and two together right away. I'm terrible. I feel terrible about that. Golly. Okay. Oh my God. Anyway, alright. We gotta finish up this doodle. I'm losing my mind. Actually, I'll put her in slippers. Why not? Hang on. She deserves it. Put her in Mary Jane's. It doesn't make sense for the outfit anymore. Fuck it. I'm putting her in slippers. Because she deserves it. She deserves to be cozy. It's cozy summer after all. And after all the shit she's gone through, obviously, yeah. I'm terrible at online art. Oh, don't put yourself down like that. Come on. Like, art takes practice. I've been at this for, like, over a decade at this point. I've had a lot of practice. So obviously, like, just practice. Practice makes perfect, after all. Excuse me, gracious. People are often surprised to find out Here Comes the Sun is a George song. Like, George songs are so insanely good. I wish he got to write more of them. Yeah. I love Here Comes the Sun. I didn't even realize it was George right away either. I was like, oh, that's George? Oh! I was like, my god, he's got such a pretty voice. What the fuck? Why didn't they let him make more songs? Fucking self-centered, that's why. I'm much better at traditional art, but I can't draw eyes or hands. Practice makes perfect, my friend. I find Ringo's singing voice hilarious because I think he has the most recognizable voice out of any of them because they're so weird. I didn't recognize it. I don't know what that makes me. I guess oblivious, but... Hey, look, I'm still getting used to them. You know, and figuring out who's doing what. In terms of, like, the other Beatles. I mean, obviously I figured out the main two. But, like, every other one, I'm like, is this George? Or is this... George is the hardest one, I think. Oh, this is not a good skin tone. I'm so sorry, Laura. Laura, my beloved. Also doesn't help that my screen did that thing where it's doing, like, the night mode, so my colors are a little wonk. Whoopsie. I hate it. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm making my way there slowly but surely. I'll make it out one way or another. Hold on, I'm gonna try to figure out a different blonde because I'm not really liking this. There we go. Actually, I have a picture I did of Laura. Hold on. I can just pull out my reference real quick. Where are you, Laura? I did a polycule picture for Laura with her and her, like, other partners. There we go. Duh, I can color pick this. Perfect. Shaping up to look like her already. Alright, hang on. Make sure I get her skin tone right. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay. But yeah. Yeah. You can tell I've just been having a lot of fun. It's a nice little reprieve from all the shit that's been, like, going on with me looking up job stuff. So I've just been having a nice time, like, listening to their music or goofing off and looking at interviews shit or watching the god-awful cartoon. So yeah. It's just been nice. What can I say? I didn't do any shading, so I'm just gonna have to guess on, like, these little parts of her hair. Something as simple as a drawing stream makes me squeal. I'm glad you like these streams. I'm glad that you guys are just... You know, I honestly put a lot of expectation on myself when I first started doing these streams. That I had to do something related to horror every single time I booted up my streams, and that... Or I would lose audience retention, and that no one would stick around because I'm not doing the thing I'm supposed to be doing, but... Through all these streams that I've done, and the trials and errors, and the testing it out and such, I've found that I just, well, simply don't give a fuck, but also, I just found that you guys just like what I do, and I like that. You like the hair color? Thank you. Well, it's because it probably fits her the best. I color picked a lot from actual pictures of, like, Cheryl Lee to try to get her hair color right and make it look like it actually, like, fits her. So, yeah. I do like the art streams. Your art's always lovely. Thank you. I should do more of these, honestly. Maybe I'll do more of them. If I feel... I might do another one. Well, not next. Oh, I forgot to mention at the announcements. There's a strike going on from the 11th to the 18th for Palestine. And I will be doing... I will be participating in the strike, so there will not be a stream next week. In solidarity with the Palestinians. So, yeah, you guys are gonna have to catch me week after next. And I probably will do another one of these, honestly, because I'm having a fun time with these. Also, do you have to live too? What? Are you guys beaming? No. Okay. Dead serious. They made a Gacha Life 2? Please don't tell me you're pulling my fucking leg, because if they're making a Gacha Life 2, I will buy it. I love Gacha Life 1, So long as they make it so gay people exist in their game, obviously. Otherwise, I probably maybe will still buy it, but we'll still be mad. But if they did it, they fucking made gacha life. Please tell me you're not memeing. I'm being serious. Please, is it real? It's real? Oh my god, this is the best news I could have possibly gotten. Holy shit, what the fuck? They made Gacha Life 2 a fucking thing. Oh my god, what? When's it coming out? Oh my god. Was there an announcement date for it, or is it just a general announcement? Because I need to know the details. Where was it announced? Gacha Life 2 came out before Half-Life 3, and that makes my soul hurt. It's real. Oh my god, I'm gonna explode. Google it. It's for real. I know. Hey, whoa. I'm sorry, you guys are slow. Hang on. Oh, it's real. Oh wait, you know what I was thinking actually? I'm stupid. I thought you meant Tomodachi Life. I'm so sorry. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Tomodachi Life 2, not Gacha Life. I'm stupid. I'm so sorry. That's exact. Oh, I'm stupid. You know what? Ignore me. Ignore what I did. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore all I said before. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I got it mixed up in my head. We're just gonna move on from that one. I'm dumb. I'm too old for Gacha Life anyway. I'm like fucking... I'm 24. I don't need the Gacha Life too. It's so stupid. Oh my god. I'd kill for a Tomodachi Life 2 as well. That's why I got so excited, because that's what I thought of in my brain. I was like, oh my god, they have Tomodachi Life 2 is out, because I mixed up Gacha Life and Tomodachi Life. Oh my fucking god. I'm stupid. I'm so fucking dumb. Stupid as fucking stupid ever stupid. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so... Oh, I forgot to include the slippers. Whoops, hang on. I got so hyped up about Gacha, like, I thought Gacha Life was Tomodachi Life. Oh, I need to go outside. I need to go outside. I need to get my brain checked out. You know what? I need to get my brain checked out. I wish it was Tomodachi Life 2 instead, honestly. I'm too old. Anyway, I made her cute. I'm stupid. I'm never gonna live that one down. Everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, you got so excited over Tomodachi Life, or like Gacha Life, because you thought it was Tomodachi Life. I'm never gonna get that one lived down. Kind of like the fucking button in like Memphis or whatever. God, imagine. I would kill for a Tomodachi Life too. I want it because I want to be able to do my gay. I want gay people to exist in it, bro. I've been dying for a Tomodachi Life 2 for like years. Which one is this one? Hold on. Just a random empty one. Weird. I would kill. I just want gay people. I want to make gay people real instead of having to make a girl. And then a boy. Where are the socks? Where are the socks? Where later did I put the socks on? Hello? The blue circle in Wyoming, yeah. Yeah. Where did I put the socks? What layer did I put the socks on? What the fuck? Why? Oh, there's the socks. Jesus, I was trying to find the fucking socks. God in heaven, help me. Hey, also, just a gentle reminder, I said this before on the community post, and I will say it again, also, for, like, prior streams. I say my age out loud for the sake of transparency, to be like, hey, I'm this years old. I'm an adult, and just so you guys are aware. Don't share extremely personal details on the internet, like your age. If you are under 18, you can say you're under 18, that's fine. But don't say your age, don't say what year you were born in, don't say any of that. Just keep that to yourself, and also do not share extremely personal details on the internet, please. If you are sharing stuff that you think you would only share with like your family, your friends, partners, what have you, don't share it with other people on the internet like me. I don't know you, you don't know me, I'm not your friend, okay? I want you just to be safe. Keep yourself safe on the internet, okay? Like, that's my top priority. Keep yourself safe. Yeah. I had to check the post. No, you're fine. It's okay. Like, you know now. It's okay. Don't, it's alright. You know? It's okay. No worries. No worries. I'm gonna draw a little owl next to her head. Just to, because the owls are not what they seem. But yeah, just keep yourself safe on the internet, everyone. Don't overshare. Definitely do not overshare on the internet, please. Oh my god. Thank you. Trying to teach the newer generation of kiddos to be safer on the internet is hard, especially because they're not being taught it by their parents. We had it, like, our generation had it nailed in our heads when we were younger, like, hey, stranger danger, don't share personal information on the internet, you could get in trouble, and stuff like that. And the newer generation just kind of fucking hog wild because of the fucking, like, social media and all that, and they're like, oh, like, their parents are not really paying much close attention. Not that my parents paid close attention to what I was doing either, because they trusted me on the internet, but still, like, I think the newer gen should just, you know, be taught, hey, don't share personal details on the internet, don't share your age, don't share your birthplace, don't share very, very personal things that could very easily link you to where your current location is so that people can come and track you down. That's the main thing. Oop. Yeah, just stay safe on the internet. That's my PSA. I always have to be, because there's a lot of young kids that watch me, even though I've labeled this stream as not appropriate for minors because of the things that I talk about. But it's, you know, I just gotta still let it know. Just, what I think you're drawing to. No, I drew an L. I had unrestricted internet access as a child. I will forever be, it forever warped my brain chemistry. It forever warped my brain chemistry too. So I'm in that same boat with you. I saw a lot of things I shouldn't have. Anyway, these are all the doodles we did for today. I did only 3 because the internet sucks and it just decided to shit everything out. Anyway, that's all for today with that. I'm not done with you guys yet, though. I promise. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. You should make a pee crew? No. That is far too much work. And window sound? There we go. I have too little free time nowadays to do that. And also it's too much work. Anyway, I'm gonna go put my tablet away. Hang on. Alright. Now, because you guys have been so good, and it's been a week, I'm gonna share like I've decided what I'm gonna do about poems and all of that. And I've decided that I'm gonna share them. Quartz Doodle goes hard, thank you. I'm gonna share with you guys a poem every other week because I think it's nice and I like talking about my poetry. So, I have written some new poems. I haven't written too many new poems because I've been busy, obviously, with everything, with like job hunting and just trying to not have a breakdown again. So I've written a couple. Hang on, I'm trying to. Tumblr has distracted me because something has happened, and I'm looking because I'm invested. Okay, sorry. Okay, I have poems, and I want to share them with you. I know some people are probably gonna bitch and be like, ugh, poems. What's the purpose? You sound like a pretentious little prick. And it's like, whatever, I don't care. These are my poems that I would like to share with you. I will not share that one, though, because that one sounds cheesy, and I am keeping most of my poems to myself. Alright. Let's see. What one can I share with you? Would it be? Should it be? Ooh, I have like 4. Would you guys be alright if I did 4 poems tonight? Or would you prefer if I did like 2? What do you guys prefer? I want to know. I have to wait for it to catch up a little bit because... Yep, I hate YouTube's like... Excuse me. I hate YouTube's like... slow. It's like, ooh, you gotta wait 20 seconds for people to respond to you. It's like, yeah, I would like if you would... I just wish it was like Twitch. But I obviously don't want to go to Twitch because... Yeah. I mean, I have thought about going back to Twitch, but for like movies, we could watch movies. I'd just have to delete the VODs immediately afterward, but thought about that and I thought it would be interesting. Audio out, cutting out? Oh shit. Hang on. I'm down for 2? Oh. Well, I could do 2, I could do 4. Sorry, hang on. Okay. Is this better? Hang on. Is this what I think it is? I'm gonna delete it if it is that. There, okay. Is this better? I don't know. I was scrolling really fast on something whilst I was waiting. Poetry hour. Everybody gather around to move the beef around the fire. It's about to be fire. Sorry, I can't read. I hate everything. I hate everything about you. Why do I love you? Sorry, I just fucking... Strawberry. My girlfriend sent me a meme about strawberries. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Come on, YouTube audio, don't cut out anymore. I want to share my poems. Ooh, I don't know which 2 to share with you all, though, because I have some banger ones that I have. Let's see. I think I'll share with you the 2 that I did that I think are the most potent. Maybe share... Okay, so I have 4 that I could potentially share with you. I have Tell Me, Tell Me, Tell Me, Night is Bright, Kurt Cobain is Dead, and Rock and Roll Can Never Die. And I really want to share all of them, but we must make sacrifices. Sometimes I think it's best if we just make some sacrifices and cut out the things for 4. Oh, I misread. Sorry, I can't read. It's like my glasses are going to something. I don't know. Put my glasses back on. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop doing my fucking stupid ass John impression. Alright, okay. We'll do 4 then. We'll do all 4 of the ones that I wanted to talk about. Because fucking... I can't read, and also... YouTube hates me. Hopefully the audio won't cut out. Actually, I'm gonna change my outfit for this one. We're going back to classic quartz. Because we're no longer painting, and I don't feel like it would be appropriate if I wore... Oops, excuse me. Hit my microphone. I don't think it would be appropriate if I wore my painter's smock whilst I was reading poems. Alright. Let me make my screen a little brighter so I can read my writings. Now, I might stumble over this a little bit because I'm struggling to read my handwriting because I do write in cursive a little bit. But, alright. So I have all 4 of them. And the first one we're going to start out with is a short one. And it's called Tell Me, Tell Me, Tell Me. Right? Here we go. I hear the day ringing in my head on a loop. As I scatter my thoughts into millions of ashes, no one can see what remains of me, my identity. What would you say to this despair I wear as my life remains stagnant? Scrutinize all of what came before. What went wrong? Did the sun always set that low? Strawberry jam that tingles on the tongue, water that ripples against my skin. Youth is running quick. Time sinks into pores. Did legacy utter my name? Who will I be when the earth swallows my bones? Chaos lives in my eyes, dropping down my cheeks. Nothing is stable. I can't face my lost foggy meaning. Did it always run this way? I hear the day ringing in my head. Come home to bed. You need tomorrow to survive. I forgot that I forgot to cross my T's. My teacher would get mad at me. I gave them away knack yesterday. That's alright. But anyway, that was Tell Me, Tell Me, Tell Me. This one, I wrote these 2 like the same day. The other 2 I wrote the same day as, no, I wrote one day and then another the other day. Anyway, I wrote these 2 the same day. So the next one after Tell Me, Tell Me, Tell Me is Night is Bright. So I apologize if I'm stumbling over my words. Like I said, I'm struggling to read my own cursive. I'm still getting used to writing in cursive fully, so don't mind me. It's a little sloppy. Anyway, Night is Bright. Taste stars on your tongue and tell me what you know. Do you believe in infinity? We settle into dust just to watch the clouds go by. It feels like floating. Above, all we can see, people wander by, and it makes me want to cry. Oh, God doesn't care if Bob lives to the morning. So he prays to Saturn for a sign that tomorrow will come. The grass feels scratchy. I've lost my voice. Do you believe in goodness? That we contain a smile? Let us last a while, past the night we cover ourselves in, so we can see joy, care, laughter, holding everyone near and dear. The sun crosses the horizon line. What is that word? I think this is... oh. Taste the beams on your tongue and tell me what you feel. I had a hard time. I was like, what is that one? Beams? I couldn't understand what I wrote because I didn't connect my B properly. But yeah, that one was Night is Bright. They're very short and they're both... these ones, all of these ones are more personal than the other ones that I've written, which are just kind of like our disconnected poems, as I like to call them, where I disconnect myself and just kind of write about a character. Why does that sound so mystical? Because I've heard, like, say, oh, I taste the stars on my tongue. I've heard that phrase before, and I kind of integrated it in a meaning that I tried to put to it. Anyway. That one I like. I think I like, out of these 2 poems, I think I like Tell Me, Tell Me, Tell Me more, just because it's more representative of my brain. how it works. Beams. Not beans, beam! Like light beam? I can't say my words. Whatever. Alright, so this next one, this is the penultimate one. It's a little longer. It's called Kurt Cobain is Dead, and then there's a sequel to it called Rock and Roll Can Never Die. But this one is called Kurt Cobain is Dead, and this one I wrote in a bit of sadness, so buckle up a little bit. Remember we were talking about Kurt Cobain earlier? This is the culmination of that. Alright, Kurt Cobain is dead. I was 16 when I learned the truth, and fed a lie. 27 years young, not much left to do, and yet the bullet went through. It's better to burn out than to fade away, said the last line, an immortal of sound. If only that weren't true. I heard whispers on the grapevine about his wife, a nasty bitch, set on his end from the beginning. Greed the motivator, and so it lived with me, deep down to the core. Kurt Cobain is dead, and Courtney Love passed him the gun. Fate decided there is no catharsis in the late evenings between tears and dreams. He would be my lullaby, with the shred of a guitar, strain in his voice. I was sound in my room. Nothing could hurt me. No one. So went the years. I was 24 when I learned the truth, underlined truth, and faced the lie. She did not cause his death, even if their love led to strife, pain, agony screams, hazy phone calls, but it was not her. Sounds outside my window. What? Oh, sunsets outside my window, excuse me. How could I let this happen? Everything has a meaning. Beyond death there is no sound, always floating forever. I hear his voice in my dreams, telling me it will all come to pass. But what is the reality? Kurt Cobain is dead, and I crumble at the memory of his pain. My chest is tight. Where is the trigger? I miss him every day. My dad that lived in CDs, who sang to me to sleep, who never knew my existence, blamed for nothing but genius, left Courtney with a daughter, alone. This was never about me. I rewind the track. It's better to burn out rather than fade away. Bring me home, or bury my soul. So that was Kurt Cobain is dead, and I capitalized dead for, like, emphasis. So every single time I say Kurt Cobain is dead, just imagine that there's a capital D instead of a lowercase d. And then this last one is the sequel to it, like another combination of a lot of thoughts I've had lately, which is called Rock and Roll Can Never Die, which is a line from, I believe, a Neil Young song. Excuse me. Also, I did not say the B word. I promise. I did not say the B word. I will never say a slur. I don't know why you heard that, but, like, get that out of your head. Like, right now, I don't want to be accused of saying a slur. Thank you. I know it's, like a jokey or whatever, but I did not say it. I will never say that slur. Absolutely not, and I'm against that. So, anyway. Sorry, I had to set that straight. Anyway, so this one's called Rock and Roll Can Never Die. It's a little harder for me to read, just because it's, like, darker. No words for how good that was? Thank you. I'm glad you liked that. So, okay, but this is the last one, and it's called Rock and Roll Can Never Die. We are taught of infinities that live in our imaginations. Days that last until the sun explodes. Sound that never dulls, endlessly spinning against the axis toward a future unknown, rather. Putting on a brave face for my fate, even as I weep, infinity will cradle my bones when memories fade and my legacy is erased to a fine point of dust. Sometimes I lay at night hearing the stream of a guitar and the thrum of a drum set. Or drum bit? Why did I put drum bit? It's drum set. And swell of a voice. Only to ponder what becomes of them, the musicians. Who will fill my world with meaning? Did their infinity come too soon? Will their songs carry onward? Or will my ears be their grave? Love cannot light a candle for those taken away before their youth gave into wrinkles and smiles that remember 78, 96, 81, 64 from track alone. Taken before their spark broke, by gunshot, by needle's end, by rope knot, by knife point, left to freeze in a picture, sealed away to continue their last impressions, and so we lose them, but not their fragments. Infinity accomplished. At what cost? Autonomy. Static buzzing. Let me hold their hand, so they can tell me the truth of beyond the veil. Will my memory keep me safe? Or will time erode my loved ones? Feel my love through this wall, and know where I hold you, careful. One day I'll be there too. We'll play catch-up while laughing about stupid immortal infinity. So save me a seat, and maybe 24 will pass. Here's to the 60 that you never got to reach. And there you go. Those are my poems for the night. Got a little deeper than most of the poems that I usually write, but I was feeling some kind of way. I was feeling a very specific emotion, and I absolutely just had to write about it. As you can probably tell from the tone of that I took. I'll give myself my own snaps. But yeah, there you go. Love you, Kurt. Yeah. Love. I dedicate, yeah, Kurt Cobain is dead to Kurt, because honestly, so much of what I wrote in there is very, very true. Like, you know, my dad, in CDs, because he really did raise me. He was like a second dad to me, almost. So that's why I hold him. I hate it here. Disconnected for like 2 seconds. I hate it here. I was getting emotional, and it was like, actually, no. Very good poems. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was so deep. You guys are so nice. But yeah, I hold Kurt Cobain very near and dear to my heart, because I kind of just like did get raised by him in my house. It's like, it was like Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, like a whole bunch of grunge bands growing up, listening, or like, you know, having them around in the house. Or oh, John Prine. My dad really likes John Prine. He's probably one of the people he really enjoys the most. He has so many CDs of John Prine in his house. There are like a few of them. I don't know how many he has, but he makes good music, John Prine does. I need to listen to more of his music. But yeah, I just was feeling a specific emotion about rock stars and musicians, and like so many that have died so young. Like Kurt, like Amy Winehouse, like Jimi Hendrix. I was thinking of Jimi Hendrix, I think, when I wrote, like, by needlepoint, because I think he died of, like, a drug overdose or something. Just the musicians that have died just so young, that didn't deserve it. They were just cut off for the prime, at their prime. They just were... It's sad. And it just kind of made me feel a specific way, and so... Oh, Jim Croce, too. I think I wrote... I was thinking about Jim Croce. I should have put... Because Jim Croce was fairly young, I think, when he died, too. I think he was in his 30s. He was very young. If you don't know who Jim Croce is, you probably know him if you've seen, like, like a specific, like, a superhero movie with Quicksilver in it. If you just heard it, like, Time in a Bottle... Time in a Bottle is like Jim Croce's most well-known song. It's like, if I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. Sorry, God, I love that song. It's a very special song to me. Jimi Hendrix is an example of someone who absolutely died in his prime. It sucks. He wanted to do so much more. Yeah. I love Jimi Hendrix, honestly. I think we should talk about Jimi Hendrix more, because, like, he was such an influential figure in terms of music from that time period, in terms of, like, the sounds that he would do with his guitar and the womp pedals that he did. I love his music so much. I need to listen to more of Jimi Hendrix, truthfully, because I have listened to, like, I guess 2 songs from him, but it made a very significant impression on me as a young child listening to him. And I'm like, man, like, God, he was so good. And it's such a shame that we talk about him, but, like, I don't know, it's just... He was so young when he died, because he was 27 when he died, and it's so sad. How do you sing like that? I can't sing. I'll bring myself. Do I swear your voice will go... Oh, stop. Stop. You're flattering me too much. I've been singing forever. This is the thing. I've been singing for as long as, like, I've been alive. That's how I got so good at singing. It's just because I just like to sing music, and I will sing along with any track that I put on. And so I just get good at practicing like that. So... I also did musical theater, so I guess that helps too. Nobody was playing guitar like that back then, and now every old guy is ripping him off. Exactly. And he doesn't get the credit for it. He has an entire pedal named after him. I think it's like the Hendrix pedal or something. Because what he was doing. And God. You know what else we don't talk about? God, I'm sorry. We're just getting into this kind of conversation now with musicians. We don't talk about, like, black women musicians as often from, like, the 50s and 60s either. We don't talk about, like, Etta James or Nina Simone or Billie Holiday or, like, Big Mama Thornton, I think she's called. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You know, like, the song that Elvis ripped off and everyone thinks is the song he did, but it was her instead. Like, there's so many black musicians from that time period, especially black women musicians that are just, they got, Aretha Franklin, too. I almost forgot about her. There's just so many, they're just so influential in terms of music, and nobody acknowledges it because their music got stolen. Also, I just refuse to think that Screamin' Jay Hawkins did I Put a Spell on You first, because that's such just Nina Simone. I can't think of anybody else singing it but Nina Simone. Because her voice is so good. I'm like, nope, that's her song. Sorry. I'll put a spell on you. God. I'm a massive Aretha Franklin enthusiast. I admittedly, though I know of Aretha Franklin and, like, her impact in music, I haven't actually listened to any of her songs, which is, like, terrible. But I deeply respect her for her influence in music, obviously. Same thing with, like, Etta James and Nina Simone and Billie Holiday and all those, Big Mama Thornton. Oh, there's another one, too, that I can't think of, and she was bisexual and a queen. I love her, but I can't remember her name. God damn it. But you know what I mean. There's just so many black women musicians that even if I haven't listened to their music, I know of them and their legacy, and they mean a lot to me, and I deeply, deeply respect them. So, yeah. My girlfriend's sending me memes while I'm trying to have a sincere moment about music. Yeah, because obviously, like, black people were very instrumental in making, like, every single genre of music we know today. Obviously, like, rock and roll and jazz and blues and bluegrass and rap and techno music, disco, hip-hop, country. Obviously, country. Any kind of fucking genre of music you can think of, black people were the ones doing it first, and then they got popular, and then they got it fucking wiped out because of racism, obviously. Like, because of the process of, like, God, I'm in Mushimo. That's totally fair. I'm having a moment. Sorry. So I took an entire course about politics and popular music, so I know of, like, why it is that black people got pushed down and don't get the proper credit for the genres they created and pioneered, is because of, like Jim Crow laws, prohibited, like, you know, segregation as well, prohibited black people from interacting with white people and white people from interacting with black people, so there was, like, a difference in the cultures. But white people, we wanted to interact with black people's music so much that we were sneaking into their clubs to listen to their music, and then came a time period where they permitted black music to be played, but only if white people covered it, and that's why so many songs are attributed to white people, like white artists, rather than the black artists that they came from, like with Big Mama Thornton when she did You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, and people think it's Elvis that did it, and such and such, and so on and so on. Am I saying her name right? I hope I am. Is it Big Mama Thornton? Okay, thank God. I was thinking of Big Mama Thompson for some reason, but no, it's Big Mama Thornton. If you have not heard her sing Hound Dog, or like You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, oh, please go listen to her sing it. It is so, she's got such a good voice. It's so beautiful and like, oh my God, I think about, I'm just like, yes, she's so good. Nobody cares, but like, please, for my own sake, listen to Big Mama Thornton. Not even just Hound Dog, like the most notable one. Obviously, listen to her other music too. If there is any remnants left of her music floating about on the internet, please go listen to it. And all other black artists as well, just so you understand where the foundations of music came from. where the forefathers of music came from. It might surprise you that the originals are probably, most often than not, better than the covers. Having graduated from music school, they often had us play the most whitewashed, gentrified jazz. It is genuinely tragic. Yeah, it is tragic. Like, God. It's also, like, indigenous people also, too, were very instrumental in a lot of, like, protest music, but also they were genre-defining as well. Like, with Link Ray was responsible for how rock music sounded from the 50s onward, I believe, like 40s, 50s, 60s onward. Of course, like I talk about we can talk about the Beatles' influence on rock music. Obviously, they were very, very influential. But if it weren't for people like Link Ray, who was indigenous, then we wouldn't have rock music as we know it today, because he was the one that did the most influential rock song, Rumble, that then catapulted a specific kind of sound into the mainstream, because rock music was very different before Link Ray started doing his type of rock music, and then that resulted in what we eventually know as rock music today. So he was the jump off point, essentially. Without him, we wouldn't have rock music as we know it, so bless him. I just have a lot of random facts laying around in my head about music. I loved that class so much. I think about it so often because it is so relevant to me because of how often I listen to music, which is like every single fucking day. So I got exposed to a lot more artists because of doing that course. And also I got to show off a lot of my favorite artists. And also I got to listen to musicians I hadn't had the chance to listen to before. It was like Buffy St. Clair and Redbone. Oh my god. I think it's Buffy St. Clair was the indigenous activist. Hang on. Was it Buffy St. Clair? Oh, St. Marie. Oh, my bad. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Buffy St. Marie. I always think her name is Buffy St. Clair for some reason. No, it's Buffy St. Marie. My bad. My apologies. She was very instrumental in activism music, especially for her being indigenous. She catapulted the activism songs into infamy, obviously. She's not as you would think it, like, in terms of, like, popular, but she definitely was instrumental in the activism song becoming what it was, especially for, like, indigenous rights, of course. Same thing with Redbone. God, I love Redbone. I think about Redbone so often because their one song, which was, like, We Were All Wounded at Wounded Knee. Oh, I love that song so much. It's so devastating, but incredible. We were all wounded at Wounded Knee, you and me, in the name of manifest destiny. You and me, you and me. Go listen to that song, please, God. Hate how indigenous people were treated back then. So horrible to even think about. Indigenous people are still mistreated to this day. I bring it up in the announcements every single time I do the streams, but indigenous people are still mistreated even to this day. Like, clean water. They don't have access to clean water anymore. This happened initially with the Navajo, but it's since extended to pretty much every single indigenous tribe as far as I'm aware. The ICWA at one point, the Indian Child Welfare Act, was originally going to be overturned. And that act is crucial for indigenous children to remain in their homes with their parents who are indigenous. But it was going to be overturned at one point. It is since not been overturned. But indigenous people, they don't have access to their land. A lot of all of their land, really. They get small portions of it. That's allotted to them by the government if they're feeling generous whatsoever. There's, of course, the Dakota Access Pipeline of Wounded Knee. I could go on. I could talk about indigenous rights forever because, good gracious, I did so much research about it, and it's also something I'm just very passionate about, but, yeah, it's not okay, 100%. Indigenous people in, like, every single country are mistreated. Like, you think about the Palestinian people, too, because they are also indigenous people to their land, but the Israelis, of course, are genociding them, so obviously that's another act of indigenous violence. The indigenous people of Sudan and of Congo and Yemen and like Brazil. I think the Maori people are the indigenous populace of Brazil. please correct me if I'm wrong about that. The Hawaiian people, do we need to really talk about that? Because obviously everybody knows about, you know, colonizing Hawaii, turning it into a tourist destination against the people's wishes, overturning the queen that was ruling over there at the time because they didn't believe in monarchy, even though it was perfectly fine with how the people of Hawaii were working through it. But the American colonies did not care, and they wanted a tourist destination, and then they just, yep. Yeah. If they're feeling generous, yeah. That's basically how the government works. Because they continually will say they're making adjustments to, like, they're working with indigenous tribes to give them their land back, but then they keep overturning their treaties or not even going through with their treaties and going back on their words consistently. And it's just a continuous, like, systemic issue of, like, white supremacy, obviously, and colonization to continue to exert power over the indigenous population. And we are continually at fault of that, too, as white populace. We are complicit in that genocidal violence of the indigenous population, the colonial violence, I should say. But, yeah. Oh, New Zealand. Okay, thank you. I did say please correct me if I'm wrong, but thank you for correcting me on that. New Zealand, the Maori people, thank you. I appreciate you for correcting me on that one. I was like trying to remember, is it Brazil or is it some other area? It's New Zealand, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It is not rude at all. It is I appreciate people correcting me whenever I get something wrong. I appreciate that the most. And it's not rude at all. Gracious, I'm so sorry. In any case, I could talk about it forever because, like, indigenous violence is horrifying, and, like, violence against any minority population is horrific and awful and terrible, and it's been going on since our country's existence. Even before then, of course, when we were still within the British colonies, was like slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, the colonization of the indigenous people, the colonization of the indigenous population in Mexico, and so on and so forth. It's just continuous white supremacy violence, and it's just things that need to be acknowledged, talked about, learned about, and active steps need to be taken toward making systems, breaking down systems more like, because they're all built upon white supremacy, and making them more accessible for everybody. Yep. And a lot of these frustrations and all this violence is usually in the form of art, and it's gut-wrenching, a lot of the art that I have seen that comes from, like, indigenous people or black people or anything like that. There's a specific song that's done. Oh, hang on. I gotta make sure I get who the artist is correct. Billie Holiday. I think she did a cover of this song, either that or it's her own original work. Oh no, it's not. It's a cover. I was correct. Hang on. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling up the information. Give me a second. I want to be accurate. It's a song that was originally written in 1937 by Abil Meeropol and was covered by Billie Holiday. It's called Strange Fruit, and it's a song that talks about the lynching of African Americans in the southern United States, or the South, during the Jim Crow era. So says Genius. Thank you, Genius, for the source. But it is such a profound song. It's a poem originally, I think it started out as. But the way that Billie Holiday goes about singing it, and the orchestral music that thrums behind her while it's going, is so haunting, and you just can tell there's a weight to this song, in the history and where it comes from, and the origin of where this pain comes from is African American people getting lynched during this horrible time of, like, segregation, of Jim Crow, where black people could just get lynched for any sort of accusation without any sort of trial or care in the world, especially with, like, the KKK running amok and lynching them at will. So it's a it's a very gut-wrenching song. It's gorgeous. It's very well done. It's very gut-wrenching and it's very weighty. So if you want to listen to it, I highly suggest you do. Very well done. I love it a lot. But yeah, sorry. Having a moment of like interests intersecting. I just wanted to talk about that as well. I thought it would be potent and important to tie in, you know, what we were talking about before with music. And, yeah. I think I learned about Strange Fruit when I was in my course, my Politics and Popular Music course. But it's also, I think, a song that a lot of people have probably stumbled into once in their life and been like, oh, geez, this is such a different song. Because Billie Holiday was well known for her music. Like her boisterous, loud voice, but you hear this and it's just very subtle and it's very eerie and but it's very potent at the same time. And I love it. Alabama by John Coltrane is another incredibly haunting jazz tune written in protest to the KKK bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church. Definitely worth a listen if you're unfamiliar. There's a song by Nina Simone, I think that's also about the bombing. Hang on. Oh, what is it called? Hang on. I think she did, it's either she did a cover of that song or she did... Ooh, there's a very specific song that she did about that, I think. Either that or it was about the lynching of some black girls. Let me look. Good gracious, I swear I think I know the song. I can't think about it right now. Ah! Hold on, I'm trying to look for it. No, it's not Strange Fruit. Well, she did a cover of Strange Fruit, which is awesome. Oh god, I can't think about it. Is it Mississippi? Oh, is it Mississippi Dam? Hang on, wait a minute. Mississippi Goddamn, that's the song I think it is. Hang on. I gotta double check. Oh, it's a different thing. The song was first performed and recorded at Carnegie Hall in 1964. It has a very specific meaning to it, I think. But yeah, it's a protest song. Mississippi Goddamn is also just... I'd like Nina Simone in general. Just listen to Nina Simone, please. I beg of you. She's such an instrumental figure in black music, and you deserve to listen to her. And just get the full... just all of her... Oh my god, I love her so much. Sorry. I found a PBS article about it. It was a bloody Sunday in Birmingham, Alabama on September 15, 1963 that inspired the singer and pianist Nina Simone's famous protest song, Mississippi Goddamn. About 4 young black girls died that day in a white supremacist terror attack that would become known as the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. Yeah, so that was about that bombing. So there you go. Another song about that. Mississippi Goddamn is also just really good. In general. So there you go. You got some protest songs you can listen to. And also just give you an idea about what was going on at that time period and how those who were being impacted by this violence, this colonialism, this white supremacy was feeling at the time and what the emotions were and how they would put it into their art. So like with Nina Simone's Mississippi Goddamn or Alabama by John Coltrane, or even Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday, like just give them a listen. Also, if you want a band that not a lot of people have probably heard of, but have heard music from, most certainly, at some point in their life, listen to the Ink Spots. I love the Ink Spots. They're very good. I love... We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them that it won't be long, 'cause I'm singing this song. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it justice, but God, listen to the Ink Spots, please. listen to We'll Meet Again because it was covered by someone for a movie, like a white woman for a movie ages and ages ago, and people just assumed that that was the original song, like the original version of the song, and it's like, no, definitely not. The Ink Spots did it first, and also they have like a spoken word segment in the middle of it, and it's very good. Highly recommend it. Anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling about music now. I'm so sorry. I got lost in the sauce of talking about music, especially like protest songs and oh, sorry, like music from that time period. I was like, there's so many influential black artists and non-white artists in general that were very influential in terms of music, and I just want people to listen to them. But people get so apprehensive about listening to really old music for some reason. The most that people will go when it comes to like the newer generation, I feel, they'll stop at like the 90s, but they won't go any further. They're like, oh, 80s and onward, that's too old. And it's like, well, I know some who will go as far as the 80s, but like 70s on like backward, it's like the Wild West to them. They're like, no, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. And it's like, there's so many good artists from that time period. Go, let's seek them out. I just gave you a whole bunch of them. Rambling about music is literally my job. I'm in my element. I know you are, Leah. You must be so overjoyed at the fact that I've been talking about, like, the Beatles and then a whole bunch of, like, artists. This whole time. This stream has just been music-centric, because I went off about, like, Nirvana and Amy Winehouse and Jimi Hendrix and Nina Simone. I haven't talked about Etta James a whole bunch. I've listened to her, but I don't know too much about her, sadly, even though I love her voice. It's very, very good. But just, like, a whole bunch of musicians. Make a list, everyone. There's so many musicians out there you should listen to. So many. Ooh. There's a song by a artist that I listened to not long ago that I really I dance to it. It's Lesbians heart emoji, or like little heart with, you know, like the less, like, greater than sign 3, greater than 3 by Alice Long Yu Gao. Oh, please listen to that song. It's my anthem for the summer. A lot of you lesbians are fucking crazy. I love that song. It's so good. The 1960s was such a revolutionary time for jazz that people must listen. Yes. The 60s was like was revolutionary for music in general. Please go listen to 60s music. Just be careful who you're picking out, of course, when it comes to the 60s. There are a lot of stinkers in there, obviously. But a lot of the artists that I named, like Etta James, Nina Simone, Aretha Franklin, I'm already blanking. Billie Holiday, the Ink Spots, you know, like musicians like that. Little Richard, could you count Little Richard? I guess you can count Little Richard, definitely. Big Mama Thornton. There's so many. I'm just giving you guys a list. Like, if you want to do homework, go listen to them. I'm not picking any specific songs from them for you to listen to. Just go hog wild. But I will say, if you are gonna listen to Nina Simone, listen to Mississippi Goddamn, or listen to I Put a Spell on You. Oh, please. That's my one request if you listen to her. Obviously Mississippi Goddamn before I Put a Spell on You, but anyway, sorry. The 60s was just revolutionary for music in general, I feel like. Was Jimi Hendrix the 60s? I feel like he was like the latter half of the 60s into the 70s. You could squeeze Jimi Hendrix in there too, actually. John Coltrane's discography has literally 0 misses. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think I've listened to John Coltrane, but I do know of him and his music, most assuredly, because obviously he was immensely influential. So yeah, listen to John Coltrane too, please. Listen to black artists in general, actually. Listen to black artists, listen to indigenous artists, Asian artists, Latin artists, anyone from Latin America. Listen to music, not in your own language, so like not in English, listen to it in other languages. Oh, he died in 1970 if I remember correctly. Damn, he died in the year I was gonna say he died in the year the Beatles broke up. I'm so fucking brain rotted. Fuck me. Yeah, he died in 1970, I think, but yeah. What was I gonna say? I already forgot. Yep. Music in other languages. Please listen to music in, like, Spanish, Portuguese, Korean, Japanese. Like, any language that isn't in English, dude. It will fucking change your life. Selena Quintanilla, my queen. I love her to death. Her music when she sings in English is great, obviously. She was a phenomenal woman. But oh my god, I love her tracks in Spanish so much more. Controversial opinion. Maybe, maybe not, doubt it. But her music in Spanish is incredible. It is life-changing. Please go listen to her Spanish music. God damn. Amor Prohibido. I can't sing in Spanish, but God, I love her songs. Amor Prohibido is probably my favorite. Or Como la Flor. Oh. Please listen to Selena for my sake. She's my queen. I heard her once my freshman year of high school and I was never the same. Jimi Hendrix live albums go crazy. Like, even on days when he wasn't at all his best, he still sounded amazing. Oh, that's just a testament to his fucking talent, dude. Even when he wasn't fully at his best, he was still giving it his fucking all. And that's commendable, even though he probably should have been taking a break. God, poor guy. But yeah. This has just turned into the recommendation stream. Anyone wanting non-American jazz should check out Tigran Hamasyan. He's an Armenian pianist, and he is generally one of the best musicians on the planet currently. Oh. I gotta listen to more Armenian music. I guess the closest I've gotten to Armenian music is System of a Down. Which isn't saying much, but I have to try to remember that one, because I would love to listen to more music by Armenian people. I don't get why so many people refuse to listen to music unless they can understand the lyrics. I can barely understand lyrics in many English songs anyway. I don't get it either. I guess it's more the patriotism of it all, where they just want to listen to something specifically that's made in America. So they just become xenophobic about it, and they're just like, oh, I don't want to listen to music in a different language. I don't get it. How could you listen to, like, Selena's music and not have a vibe, dude? Like, her music is infectious. You want to dance to it, even if you can't understand her Spanish. Like, come on. Oh, so many of her music. Like, there's so many dance bops for Selena's music. I remember once I played a Selena song. I will send you stuff. Please do. Please do. You are always free to send me music whenever you want. I may not reply all the time, but I will do my darndest. But just send me whatever music you want. I am open to it. I'll listen to it anyway. Yeah. I remember once I played one of my favorite Selena songs to some people that I was friends with at the time. It was bad. Exactly. I played some music. I played one of my favorite Selena songs. I didn't start streaming 2 hours ago. I just had a bit of a... This is part 2. Because stream fucked up earlier, but... Welcome in! I'm talking about music. Sorry, God, I keep getting distracted. I played one of my favorite Selena songs to some people I was friends with at the time, and they were not very receptive to it. I don't know why. They loved, like, anime openings and endings and whatever, and they listened to it whenever. But for some fucking reason, when I played Selena, they were just like, apprehensive, and I don't get it, because it's no different than listening to a song in Japanese or listening to a song in Korean or you know, any English like song, like K-pop or J-pop, whatever. It's no different. It's just a different language. It was so weird. I was just like, what do you mean I just didn't like the vibe they were giving out when I was listening to it. I was like, come on, you gotta listen to this. It's like a nice little dance beat. Plus, Amor Prohibido is like a song about her grandparents who were of two different social classes, and they still fell in love anyway, because I think her grandpa was really rich and her grandma was like poor, and they got together and they loved each other regardless. It was cute. I listen to J-pop and K-pop, and I don't understand anyway that they're saying, but I still listen to it. Yeah, just listen to it and enjoy the music. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Come on. I love Selena's music. I'll talk about her forever because I love her. I think I was very influenced because I watched a biopic of her about her in my freshman year, like my first year of Spanish class, with Jennifer Lopez in it, and it was genuinely life changing. I love that fucking biopic so bad. I fucking fell in love with her music immediately. Excuse me, I'm trying to drink something to fix my throat. I fell in love with her music immediately, and I, like, after watching the biopic, it made me cry. First of all, the biopic made me cry. After watching the biopic, I immediately went and listened to her music. It was just immediate. I was just like, God damn, her good music is so good. And I've never been the same since. I'm a Selena stan till the day I die. And no, not Selena Gomez. Selena Quintanilla, my beloved. I love her. Her pantsuit, iconic. I think they also showed us that Selena biopic in Spanish class, lol. I guess it's just a requirement to show the Selena biopic in Spanish classes. I don't get it, but it's incredible. Listen to J-pop a lot, but I'm always scared when listening to it while my dad's driving because I'm afraid he'll hear and crush my windpipe. Jesus Christ. You don't have to understand the lyrics to like music. You can listen to the music and not understand. Exactly. You know, you should be careful too with music though, because when in other languages, if you don't understand it, of course, because there still are bigoted songs out there in different languages. So obviously, be careful. Not every song is gonna be a good song, obviously, but just do your research. But still, I completely get the sentiment. I love listening to songs in different languages. Because they're good. Although, I mean, I am biased. I listen to a lot of Spanish songs and songs in Japanese. Oh, I grew up listening to Vocaloid music, obviously. I'm very biased of, like, I hear Miku, and I'm just like, yes, please. Matryoshka, or Alice of Human Sacrifice, or Rolling Girl. Any Miku song. I love Miku so bad. I love her so much. Vocaloid. Anyway. Throat. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. You guys came here for doodles, and then I stopped doing doodles after like did 3 of them, and now I'm just talking about music. Whoops, my bad, oh well. This is a bias stream. And if I want to talk about music, I will. Because I don't get to talk about music too often. I talk about other shit. I talk about movies way more often than I talk about music. Because I love movies. I love movies a lot. And obviously I could talk forever about specific movies like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Because I'm very, very interested in them. But obviously also my passions in music as well. Yeah. I listen to Spanish music. I think you should have got the hint when I said Selena. Like Selena sings in Spanish. Sorry, that was mean. I'm sorry, but yes, I listen to music in Spanish. I love Spanish artists. Vocaloids are very good. I am joyous. This stream was specifically for Leah. I feel like when you're a part of an ethnicity, you never listen to your ethnic music. My dad's a Mexican descent and he loves AC/DC. Well, I mean, it depends on the person, I guess. I've heard of many people who are, like, Mexican listening to music that is, like, artists from Mexico. But it just, I guess it depends. I don't think we should make a sweeping assumption about every single person. But it depends. It's on a person-to-person basis, I would say. Because we have people like your dad that listens to AC/DC on the regular, or there's people that listen to music from their country, where they came from, artists that came from, like, maybe their hometowns of, like, say someone's from Mexico, and there's an artist that is from their hometown in Mexico, and they listen to them, or music that reminds them of home, if they came from Mexico, of course. There's a difference. I mean, obviously. It's just on a person-to-person basis. But, yeah. Or what are my thoughts poorly? It's okay. I mean, I figured, but, still understand that we shouldn't make sweeping assumptions of a group of people, obviously. That's nobody's a hive mind. Any case. Yeah. But still, my PSA to people who are predominantly English speakers, listen to music that's from a different country, that's in a different language. It'll do you good. Truly. It will do you good, because you will open your mind to so many different artists of different genres that you like, or even expose you to new genres you hadn't even heard of before. It's a good exercise for your brain to expand out your view of the world so much more than your little bubble that you found yourself in. It's good for you. It's great. It exposes you to so many different people. And obviously I want to still do that. I haven't been good about doing that as of late, but I'm still preaching it because I believe in it. So yeah, go listen to music in other languages. It's the same thing for movies too. Go watch movies from different countries. It'll do you good as well. Listen to music outside of your comfort zone in general will expand your brain. Exactly. Sometimes I listen to music I'm uncomfortable with. I don't like listening to screechy sound, like, screeching music, because it upsets me. And generally I avoid it, but there are some instances where I make an exception if I think it will be good. But more often than not, I don't often find music like that that's good, but sometimes I will. There is a song that scares me, though, that's haunted me, that I think about occasionally, that freaks me out. What is it called? What was that, sorry? Revisit music you dislike, yeah, also revisit music you dislike a good chunk of the music I love now I didn't particularly care for. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of artists that I didn't care for initially, and I've given them a chance, and I enjoy it. Like the Beatles. I thought they were overrated for years and purposefully avoided them because I thought I wouldn't enjoy them because they're overrated, quote unquote. And now I've listened to a good chunk of their music and I deeply enjoy them. Some artists, though, I've listened to most of my life and I suddenly don't like them anymore, so it's good to reevaluate your music tastes every once in a while. Anyway, what is that one that scares me? That's it. Yep, that's the, yep. Found it. Dysphagia was the, yes, dysphagia is the thing. So there's this, oh my god, my mouth is getting away from me. There's a specific song that I heard about called Hamburger Lady by Throbbing Gristle, and it is a song that scares the fuck out of me. I've only listened to it twice. The first time I listened, it was just an initial listen through because I wanted to know what the song sounded like because I didn't know the song existed. So I put it on and I listened to it and it freaked the fuck out of me. So I gave myself like a week a break from it, and then I came back to it again, listened to it again. It still scares the fuck out of me. Honestly, terrifying song. I don't recommend it for the faint of heart. It's like a screeching piece that I was talking about before. It's called like noise art, and it's based on a real event, quote unquote real event that happened of a car crash victim and the way that her face looked afterward, or like how she looked afterward, where you can kind of picture what a car crash victim would look like. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to give a very detailed account of that for people who are squeamish. But you can kind of picture it. It sounds horrifying. It is. It is a very not good song. I listened to it during the daytime, too, because I knew if I listened to it at night, I would have horrifying nightmares. But I'm also very easily scared. I will admit that. But at the same time, this song genuinely frightens me. The lyrics are terrifying, especially based on the fact that it is kind of real, kind of maybe not. It's been debated over for a while, but I heard a little bit of it in my head. I recalled it. I never really forget a song. I can hear it in my head a little. I'm thinking about it again. I need to get away from it. I'm big into noise music, but in but I can 100% understand why people would hate it. LOL. Look, I'm autistic and I hate loud noises, especially screechy music, like scratchy, like screaming and yelling and like all that stuff. I hate it. It's not good for me. Like, I struggled through a lot of songs that have like yelling in them because I have to like turn it down because it's not good. I get headaches very easy from that. But like music that's just pure just sound is just too much for me, and I get headaches easily, so I can't really ingest that kind of music. I have given it a try in the past. It's the same thing with dubstep. It's not that I hate dubstep. I know why it exists, and I think it's a very innovative genre of music, but I just can't listen to it because it gives me a headache easily. So I'm not saying I hate a particular genre of music. I never have hated a genre of music. I just have my preferences in terms of artists, in terms of sound, and I just have to be careful about it because I will get overwhelmed easily. Sometimes I get jump scared by my brother walking by my hallway in my house. I was already walking down. Yeah. I started closing my door at night because I have intensely horrible paranoia. So, like, my room is like one of the last doors in the hall, and I can, like, if I look out, like, when I'm laying in bed, I can see down the hallway a little bit, and I have really bad paranoia, so I have an envisionment in my head that someone's gonna break into the house late at night. So I started closing my door so that I wouldn't have that paranoia anymore. I also used to listen to music at night so that I could fall asleep to it so that I didn't think I was hearing somebody breaking into the house. Listening to noise music for a significant period of time helps to cleanse my music palette, and I have a greater appreciation of other genres when I come back to them. And that's completely and utterly fair. Everyone has their preferences in terms of music and how it impacts them, and that's completely and utterly fine. I differ with that, of course. I can't listen to noise music. It will give me a headache, and it will make me feel ill after a certain point. But I'm glad that it cleanses your palate and makes you appreciate music more. That's incredibly wonderful. I'm not built that way. I am built different. In any case. Okay. My throat is starting to hurt. I need to get off of here now because I need to rest my voice. I used it up a little too much. Yeah, talking a little too loud and laughing a bit too much. Oops. When I go to bed, I unplug my headphones and microphone, mute my PC audio, and deafen on Discord. That's totally fair. I mean, my paranoia has always been specifically about people breaking into the house, so I always have been, I have a thing where I get up late at night and I check the locks to make sure that they're locked, and because there have been instances where somebody has left the door unlocked late at night, and it's freaked me the fuck out because somebody could have been testing the locks and easily gotten into the house. So I've done that for years where I've gone and checked the locks, and I have like 2 levels to my house, so I check the front door and the back door, and then I go and check upstairs. Anyway, I need to get out of here because it's late and my throat hurts, but this has been great. Thank you very much to the people who came out tonight to hear us talk about music for an hour and a half. It's been great, truly. I'm losing my accent because my throat's hurting a bit too much. Been hurting a bit too much. Oopsie poopsies. I need to stop doing my stupid John impression. It's terrible. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on stream tonight. I will see you guys week after next, because next week is the strike for Palestine from the 11th to the 18th, and that falls on a stream day. The 17th, I believe, is a stream day, which it would do Saturday, so I will not be streaming in solidarity with the Palestinians, and I will catch you guys week after next. So, thank you guys so much for coming out to stream tonight. Make sure you get something to eat if you haven't eaten anything yet. Make sure you get something to drink if you haven't drank anything yet. Make sure you take your meds if you haven't yet. Please take your meds. That's very, very, very important. If you're in summer school right now, make sure you study for that test or do your homework. Better do it late than never, as I always say. Make sure you water your plants, pet your pets, take a shower if you haven't yet, brush your hair, brush your teeth, do what you need to do to take care of yourselves. Just know that I love you and I care about you, and there are people in your life that love and care about you as well. And I will catch you guys week after next for some more doodles and chats. Bye! Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I'll catch you guys next